Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Bobby banging this bitch. What's good, family? Man, let the people come through the door, man. Big up to the Pseudo Killer Official Gary, man. Lamar Pope, man. Pseudo Killer Army, man. What's good with you? People get in the building, man. Get this thing started right off the top. All day, every day. So I had a little interaction on SaNeter TV. Popped up on Pseudo X. Caught him out there slipping, Caucasianizing Nile Valley Africans and tricking people with the DrunkinShip. We figured this out 2, 3, 4 years ago. 2, 3 years ago, the man would call him everything and then call him African. Crazy. Trick. We call him DrunkinShip. Fake you out. Your brain can't process. But he said they was African. No, he said they was African, but explained them in the Indo-European, Iranian matter, Caucasian matter. He actually pushed us back to the days of the invading race theory. This is what he promotes. He promotes the invading race theory. Crazy. And at this point, I wouldn't even give a damn. But the fact that he lied is what got me. I wouldn't have popped up on him if he hadn't lied. If he just kept it the way he kept it, he got every right to say what the hell he want to say, any kind of way he want to do it. He always trying to get people hyped up anyway, so I know not to fall for that. But he lied, though. That man ain't never taught me nothing. Always had enough sense not to put him in nothing I was doing ever. Had enough sense to do that. So when he said that he ran me off a stance, ran the whole group, when he spoke the group's name, the pseudo killers out of his mouth, that he got us stop saying the Egyptians was black, I say, damn. He's the first person in the conscious community to say that the Egyptians was Caucasian. That's his claim to fame, that the Egyptians are Caucasians, that the Nubians is second class to the daggone Egyptians. Like, what the hell is going on here, man? This man don't study. Big up to the pseudo killer official Chris. We talking about Pseudo X. That's what we talking about. Around here, yo, we still on our reading skills. So I'm going to bring some experts that dismantle everything this man talked about. Yeah, Queen X. Ah, man. Let's get right into it because it was a great conversation. So I want to show you, first of all, I want to show you his stance in 2026 on who the ancient Egyptians are. And then I'm going to show you his stance 2 years ago. And then right after that stance 2 years ago, he tried to apologize because he was trying to watch one of my daggone videos. I see you in the chat, Pseudo Ron. I got you next. Since you think I'm so dumb, disrespectful little fuck you are. I'm dumb, but you don't know what Afro-American is, but I'm dumb. You think it's a bush. I'm dumb though. We're going to see. I got you next video. You in the next episode. I got you. Bang on you. Give you a chance to go back to your channel and respond. Yeah, we got it. Get you next episode. But right now, I'm getting the idiot of them all on that DrunkinShip. I'm trolling you too. So here we go. Let's get it. Big up to SaNeter TV, man. Y'all know I do a show in the morning time. 11:30 over there, man. Getting good views over there, man. I appreciate the brother giving me his platform and let me do my thing over there, man. Good, good conversation. Great people joining the panel. And it's good. It's healthy to help the pseudo killers and the community skeptics keep their channels growing. The value, the therapeutic value of helping each other. That's important. Some people may not like it, but I know where to find the pseudos at. In full force. All right, so we're going to jump right in. This is a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. Man, make sure you hit that damn Cash App too, man. Goodness gracious. Show some love, man. I see you, Gary. I see I'm an expert. Gullah. We got that 3 the Hard Way show coming this Sunday, man, with Gullah and Ngozi, man. It's that time again. They talking reckless about the Nile Valley. Black T, I see you, Black T. I see you a little bit different these days, Black T. We had a good conversation when you came up here, man. It was a great conversation, man. Got 35,000 in the building, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's get ready to get it up. C Breezy, good to have you here, bro. Always a pleasure to see you. Big up to C Breezy, man. Hitmaker, participator. This C Breezy favorite conversation right here, yo. Back at the valley again. We back at the valley again. Well, I tell you, man, we'll never get past the valley, will we? Never. Never get past the valley, man. I mean, let the people get up in here, man. I see you. I see you. Man, it's a great day. So let's see who flippy floppy. Now, I got a thing I do when I keep the same sources, man. That way y'all can't say that nigga, they saying something different. Nah, I say the same thing. The Egyptians not black, not white. Range of skin color. More darker to the south. More lighter to the north. Keep it right there. Where'd I get that from? I didn't make that up. I got it from UNESCO, 1974. Then I got it from the ancient, hold on, it's called here you go, right here. They didn't upgrade this, the ancient Egyptian race controversy article. I always do it. Yeah, that way y'all know. And I always use the black argument. It's called the Black People article in the ancient Egyptian race. I always use that. So when you talking about I don't know, that's all I'm saying. And the funny part about it, when I use that, he's just trying to figure out a way to, I know. And I was like, wow. Yeah, ain't trust me. I'm like, yo, he trying to slip into black some kind of way. Man, that's called the theory of the mind. When y'all think y'all know what I'm thinking, I'm just reading the source. So let's get this thing popping, man. It's a good one, man. we're gonna see. Hey, make sure y'all get a copy of this though. Right here. I want to make sure get this one. They upgraded the damn article. You know, I done read it so much. I know when they got the upgrade version now, yo. Yeah, they got the upgrade version now. They talking about all this. Some scholars argue that Asian culture influenced by other Afro-speaking nations, North Africa, Horn of Africa, Middle East, wow, something. Nubian groups or populations in Europe. In more recent times, some writers continue to challenge the mainstream view. Some focus on the question of the race of specific notable individuals, such as the king represented in the Sphinx, guys, all that. Remember all that? Yeah, and then they start upgrading y'all right here. They put that UNESCO 2025. You know they got a new volume out now, right? And they go into the whole thing. It was publication. It was in the general history. We read that here. Go look, see? Boom. I know y'all got them. I got them. All right. Let me tell you what the chair says right now. The chair. This is. I agree with this. It say the chair. That's the head of the scientific community, Augustus Hall, stated that ancient Egypt had African and Eurasian populations, with the updated review section stating that recent data has repositioned Upper Egypt as the origin, for political unifying movement and marked by political breakthrough of kingdoms of the South towards the North, integrating cultural traits into the process. Man, it's the upgrade, y'all. So what y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do with that? Now, y'all remember before this upgrade came here, I've been told you that. Now, where did I tell you that from? Y'all forgot? I came to the Brooklyn Museum. Chief X was on the show. I beat him up and kicked the nigga off. Remember that show? Remember that? Remember the Brooklyn one? They was all in they had. They was, Unc, what you doing? Yeah, Reggie went to the Brooklyn Museum. He took a picture of it and we read it. And they said the culture moved towards the Delta. Now, don't get it mixed up. At no point was it saying it was replacing populations. It didn't say that. What it said was that this particular culture moved towards the North, right? Bringing certain things, certain pottery with them, certain influence with them, certain kingships with them, you know what I'm saying, and integrated other parts that was there. But it definitely moved in the northern direction, and that's exactly what that just said. Interesting there, huh? That upgrade ain't no joke. I ain't even finished reading. Y'all want to finish reading it? Look, where we at? Marked by, hold on, let's say according to the review section, accumulated research over 3 decades had confirmed the migration of peoples from the Sahara, and south of Egypt. What's south of Egypt? What's south of Egypt? Let me see here. Man, you know I love being ahead of the curve. I love being ahead of y'all like this. Did y'all think I wrote the Wikipedia article? Remember y'all laughed at me. Y'all all, look at him. Chef too. Chef, look at you, China. All y'all niggas did me like. See, Breezy, I'm not quite sure where you was at, but y'all thought I was losing my mind when I read the Brooklyn joint. Right? Y'all say, no, that's in Egypt. Remember, that's in. No, it say, look, I'm a highlight it for y'all. Look. And this is why y'all kept trying to act like I was saying he was black, right? Which I wasn't, right? But here you go. It says, hold on. Breakthrough Kingdom. It says, All right. Hold on. Where is that? Stay there. Right here. According to, let me do this. They upgrade their shit. It say, according to the review section, accumulated research over 3 decades. So now they got 3 decades worth of research. Had confirmed the migration of peoples from the Sahara and south of Egypt. What's south of? What's south of Egypt? Let's see. Maybe I'm probably tripping. Uh, 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 South of Egypt. This for all the haters, for all the fake policymakers, for all the fake Egyptians. This for y'all. For all the fan clubs that followed Pseudo X and tried to mock me. This for y'all. They say they got 3 decades of research now. For all y'all that tried to play with me and play with my name and doubt my scholarship and doubt my conversations with the experts all the time. For all y'all that hated the fact that I'm pushing to make sure we get it right. For all y'all that couldn't handle the fact that I said, yo, leave the word black alone because it doesn't fit. And get everybody mixed up. I want to give some of y'all credit, yo, for good pushback on certain areas. I like that too. That was great too. I ain't gonna sit up here in front, yo. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front y'all on that. Right? I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. All the pseudo killer wars we had in the circle fighting and all that was good. That helped me sharp my motherfucking game. That's why it's tight. Now, that's why I'm ahead of the curve. Now. Yeah, I'm tooting my damn whistle. Now what? South. Let me see. Make sure I read it right. I ain't mess it up. South of Egypt. What does that mean? The word south of Egypt. Let me see. And I click it on. Let me see. Make sure I ain't I don't want to mess this one up. Because let me see. Dun dun dun. Oh! South of Egypt, sub-Saharan Africa is an Aryan region of the continent, Africa, that lies south of the Sahara. Man, so that's south of Egypt, huh? Yeah. Into the Nile Valley during what? Early periods. Several scholars in the volume also cited anthropological, linguistic, genetic, and archaeological evidence which identified close affinities between Upper Egyptian populations and sub-Saharan groups. General History of Africa. It's that new volume now. Ladies and gentlemen. Dun, dun, dun. Hit that button on y'all. Revised. Let me see here if I can show y'all the cover of it. Where is it at? Revised. Here you go. Can y'all see it? There you go. General History of Africa Revised. Yeah, don't be mad. Don't hate me. Hate the game. Shit. Hell. It says the International Committee for the New Volume of the General History of Africa. It's a new volume, y'all. Year of publication, 2025. All right. Okay, one source ain't the whole thing. Now this is the part y'all always heard me read. And all this wasn't in the first record. Because y'all just go back to the old shows we did, and y'all can see none of this shit was on here. But this is the part I used to read and niggas used to clown me for right here. Mainstream Western scholars reject the notion of Egypt was white or black civilization. They maintain that applying modern notion of black or white races to ancient Egyptians is anachronistic. Meaning it's out of time, it's out of place, it don't fit. Like when you read the Bible and find camels in and the authors write the word camel in there, it's anachronistic because during that particular time was no camels. So during this particular time in African history, was nobody called black. That's why you can't call them black. Now, in addition, scholars reject the notion explicit in a black and white Egyptian hypothesis. Diop's came up with the black hypothesis. Remember, they threw out the white hypothesis, but they decided to have a conversation with the black hypothesis. Now they throwing that completely out. They say in ancient Egypt was racially that ancient Egypt was racially homogenous. No, they don't agree with that. See, so they don't agree with the black or white hypothesis or ancient Egypt was racially homogenous. Just one group. No. Okay, instead, skin color varied between peoples of Lower Egypt, Upper Egypt, and Nubia. Ooh, they threw Nubia in there. That's a reason why they throwing Nubia in there now, y'all. I'm just hitting y'all with the upgrade. If y'all been listening to the community skeptics and listen to my wars with the Black East and all that, y'all up on game. Now this shit starting to come together. Why they include Nubia? We're gonna find out today. This is a good one today. This is a good one. They say who rose to power in various eras in ancient Egypt within Egyptian history, despite multiple foreign invasions. The demographics were not shifted. See, this is important. See, at this point, the Black Owls think they're winning. Now it's time to knock the Black Owls off their damn pedestal. Now it say within Egyptian history, despite multiple foreign invasions, the demographic were not shifted. Oh shoot, substantially by large migrations. You know how the elders used to do. Well, they came in and they replaced the population. That never happened. Never happened. It never shifted substantially. That's when SaNeter comes in. Pick up the SaNeter. When he tells us there's no one way to be African, what did he mean? They say other scholars have suggested that there may be a gradual period of demographic change from Syria, Palestine via Eastern Delta region. I like that too. I like that. So populations do shift over time. If you read the work from Cambridge, the Cambridge joint, the genetics, the genetics of African populations in health and disease. All right, SaNeter writes the first 2 chapters in here. And he talks about how populations from different places become integrated into Egypt before it was even a polity called Egypt. He talks about that in here. Top-notch work. Yeah, we cook on hot grease today, boy. Yeah, and I ain't even left Wikipedia. Ooh-wee. Now watch this, though. It get even wilder now. Watch this. It get what? They start going hard. Baby Christmas. Man, get the upgrade. Oh, man, the 1974 UNESCO. Read the whole thing, yo. All right, we got some things right about Diaz, got some things wrong. We was arguing. Read what they saying, yo. Talking about nights, remember? In 19, your symposium, people in Africa, already skipping Cairo. It says the Black hypothesis and the notion of homogeneous population in Egypt was proposed by Sheikh Anthony Diop in his chapter, The Origin of the Egyptians. It say numerous objections were made to the idea, all right, propounded by Diop. It say these objections revealed an extent of disagreement which remained profound even though it was not voiced explicitly. The disagreement was largely due to methodological issues. For example, insufficient data to enable provisional conclusions to be drawn with regards to the people in ancient Egypt and successive phase through which it may have passed. Yeah, they ain't having enough. Now they got 3 decades of the damn data now. I'm going to let y'all surprise yourself and see what they end up saying about Diop. Diop was an intelligent person, yo. Remember, he also talked about coming from the daggone Sahara. All right, they totally upgraded this daggone article, bro. This is a great read, man. If y'all ain't got nothing else better to do later on, read the whole article. Look. 1925 multidisciplinary review. Remember what Diop talked about earlier? He said, remember Diop brought multidisciplinary. He made the other scientists start to realize the need for multidisciplinary. He was ahead of the curve on that. That's why he brought all kinds of stuff, biblical stuff, all kind of stuff. Corey and them laughed at him. Corey was like, they was just saying, you brought a whole bunch of trash. They joked him, but we see now in 2025, they're using what? Multidisciplinary. But this was introduced by Shigant Diop and Theophile Banga. See? Remember? And if you read the notes, it told you that they want to use more interdisciplinary measures. It say the international publication featured multidisciplinary views across several chapter sections and the population information. Y'all got to read that. Go get that. Read that. I'll be reading that whole thing. I'm going to say that's what I'm going to read that whole thing. Yeah, so they use now with CC. Now so when people like Pseudo X be running his mouth, he get beat up. See, this is international, UNESCO International Scientific Community Chair and archaeologist Augustus Hall stated that the Egyptians, watch this, Egypt, tell me if this is a lie. It says Egypt was situated in an, hold on. All right, hold on. The 2025 upgrade. Wait a minute, what I say? Yeah, all right, here you go. Let's see if y'all agree. The International Scientific Community Chair Archaeologist Hall stated that Egypt was situated in an intersection, see if y'all agree, between Africa and Eurasia, but affirmed Egypt is African. You know what I mean? You know how long it took for motherfuckers to say that, yo? Long time, man. So we can all agree that it's situated between Africa and Eurasia. Some people don't know what the hell Eurasia is. I do. And some people don't know what the fuck Eurasia is. That y'all figured out. Type it in your computer. But they affirm it is African. With fluctuating distribution of African and Eurasian populations depending on the historical circumstances. Yeah, that's all in that joint right there. See? Yep. And they just talk about the whole symposium. We're going to do all that. Right? Then you come with biological anthropologist SaNeter stated that the ancient population of Egyptians emerged primarily from intersections from local, ancient Neolithic, and Saharan populations, with some groups such as the Benja in Sudan and Egypt having long assimilated people from local Arab pastoral groups. He also stated presence of haplogroup based on indications from current evidence sourced from a number of genetic studies likely originated and experienced most genetic mutations. Tropical East Africa had widespread distribution across Africa, including Egypt. What else he say? Further, he also stated the presence of the haplogroup based on indications of current evidence sourced a number of genetic studies likely originated and experienced the most genetic mutations in tropical East Africa had widespread distribution across Africa. It said Cater further stated this had implications for older conceptions of race in African population. He said he also argued that the P2 lineage, ancestral to E1B, 1B haplogroup, so the primary connection between males from all over Africa, including sub-Saharan Africa and Egypt. And that value. There you go. He goes on to finish this with the British archaeologist David Wingrove, my favorite, noted that the legacy of racial studies had led to a shift towards positioning of Egypt in an African context with greater reliance on historical linguistics, physical anthropology, and analysis of genetic diversity. Yeah. See? That's why I say they're African. Then they put the not the plier. Man, if y'all been following me, we talk about not the plier all the time. Egyptian historian and archaeologist, inspector at the Ministry of Antiquities, H.A.A. Ibrahim, examined the megalithic complex at Nabta Playa Upper Egypt to understand the cultural and population influence of the Holocene on pre-dynastic Egypt. She cited an anthropological study confirming the appearance of a sub-Saharan high statue child in the ceremonial century and concluded that the megalithic structure had close resemblance to comparable structures in the Sahelian and sub-Saharan region of Africa. I'm going to stop right there. Man, that's a good read right here. Boy. Position of modern scholarship. Y'all can read all that. Population, genetics, all that. They got everything, man. That's all you read all this through here. This is a good one. This is a good one. Yeah. Yeah, get on this, man. Make sure we get on this and get this right, man. So this is where I'm at with it. You know, my position is, man, I'm going to use good sources, man, to beat the competition every damn time, man. I just got to do that, yo. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to. We'll have to. So let's get to it. Let's play the video. This is where we at. All right.
To do that, but make sure you hit sound with it. And do you got it at the timestamp?
Yeah, I do. I got it set the timestamp.
Okay.
And
yes.
So when I'm showing some sources and things like that, I expand the picture so people can see the wording. That's why I want to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead. Where we at? The title says Challenge to Jabari. Jabari Osase. Why did Arabs enslave Nubians, Cushites, and not Egyptians? Why would Arabs invade with an army of 4,000 people and change the political structure of ancient Egypt and turn them into Muslims, and they began to embrace Islam? Then later, they surpass the Egyptians and go all the way south to begin to enslave Nubians, which, by the way, jumped off the Arab slave trade, aka the trans-Saharan slave trade. Nubians jumped that shit off. Why didn't Egyptians? Why weren't the Egyptians the progenitor of the Arab slave trade? Ask yourself this. Why weren't the Egyptians the progenitor of the trans-Saharan slave trade? Huh? Think about that. The Cushites, aka Nubians, are considered black folk. Arab slave trade, the trans-Saharan slave trade, was grabbing slaves from down south, sub-Saharan Africa. Now, some people consider Sudan, the land where the Cushites were, to be part of North Africa. Fine. It's listed as North Africa. It's also listed as East Africa. But when you see it on a map, it'll always be highlighted a different color than the rest of sub-Saharan Africa. Why?
Because it's actually a geopolitical border, yo. It's political, yo. It's clearly in Northeast Africa. Clearly in Northeast Africa, man. All right. So when you made them claims earlier, ain't no dark-skinned people in North Africa, that was a lie. You never paid up for that, bro. I just want to remind you of that. I just wanted to, that's all we're saying. Here we go.
Out of all the North African countries, if you want to place Sudan there, they're the only country or region that got enslaved by the Arabs. Everybody else got converted to Islam, and they did business throughout the Mediterranean or Mediterranean Africa, aka North Africa, and the Mediterranean Sea. But the only group, if you consider Sudan to be part of North Africa, to be enslaved in what you call North Africa, is the Nubians. So we're going to use some common sense science and some logic here today. And this is a challenge to Jabari Osase. I need him to answer this question and use logic. Do not manipulate my words.
As soon as you hear that common sense science, yo, you already know science ain't common sense, yo. You know he about to flim, flam, blam, blam, boom you. You already know that. It sounds actually counterintuitive. Mm-hmm.
Do not take what I'm saying and presenting out of context. Keep it plain and right there. So let's just start by saying that. Oh, hold on, partner. I paused it. Oh, we're gonna get into the etymology. You just close your mouth and listen. You can't understand or hear or digest anything if you typing and emotional in the chat. Egyptians has always, Dr. Banu, I knew somebody's gonna be on point. Right? So Egyptians have always had issue or considered Nubians or Cushites their enemies. Nubia, Cushites paid tribute to the Egyptians. Paying tribute means, let's just get this out the way real quick. Hold on. Let's just define this real quick. Hold on, y'all. This is just give you an understanding of what we're about to talk about. So, let me share my screen.
I don't know how he came, but he ain't coming no master teacher. Wasn't no master teachers around for us, yo. Nobody. He was even, they had the shadows. We learned from the shadows, not the ones that was pushing for scientific literacy. Dr. Ben died. I missed a visit with Dr. Ben. Reggie was taking care of him in an old folks' home. He wasn't miserable neither. He was good. He just liked the peace and serenity he had. All right. So the John Henry Clarks and them, the shadows, the ones that wanted to promote, watch this, the New Age religions. The what do they call that? The Neo-Egyptian religion. See, that's the, when y'all be watching the shrines and all that, that's the Neo-Egyptian religion. See, y'all didn't know that. That's not ancient Egyptian religion, all right? Just for the record. So no, he wasn't under no master teachers at all, yo. So you see him trying to make a point here about tributary. He conflates the tributary state with paying tributary. That's right. We talked about this on the other channel that Nubia wasn't like a tributary state all the time. Just sometimes, maybe different time periods. Some time periods they was to eat sometime, and not the whole of Nubia. Let's get that straight. Just portions of Nubia. Now remember, Nubia conquered the whole of Egypt. Okay? We're gonna break all this down. Let's go. Because we just trying to figure out there, bro. We trying to figure out what the hell was he right about there? Golden Gold 666. What was he right about? Oh, so black people, hold on, let me see. Hold on, let's see. You said, let's see. It says black people have nothing to do with North Africa. That's what DNA says, and that's what dental. Okay, so you're wrong. Now, the word you're using is out of kilter. So when you say black people, you say anybody with brown and dark skin. Remember, Sudan is in North Africa. So, or do you mean when you say black people, are you saying like African Americans? So if Chief X is just trying to say that African Americans are mainly Central and West African, then of course he would be right. We all agree to that. That African Americans are not indigenous Nile Valley Africans. They have nothing to do with each other. That's a separate population. Simple as that. Nobody's arguing that. Now, if that's how he's classifying what black is, okay, then of course. But if he's classifying black as people with brown and dark skin, then he will be wrong. It's depending on how he classifies. I don't know how the nigga classifying it. I don't use the word because it's a colonial word. I just call them by their tribal names. Okay? And they Northeast Africans coming from a North African population. Indigenous to that area and region. Okay? That's what I say. So I don't know what the hell he's saying, but he's messing it up because you're going to find out in this conversation, we're going to talk about the Nubians. We're going to get into it. It's coming. We're going to see. We'll figure this out. Yeah. And I just read some genetics to y'all. Remember? Did you miss that? Yeah, I just read some genetics. Yeah. And if you go back and watch the video, I put that Nurek article in the chat GPT. All right. I ain't gonna do it this show, but you can put the Norak article in the chat PT and ask all the questions, so then you'll figure it out. All right, let's get it going. Let's go.
Bam. Share my screen. Bam. Share my screen. Bam. The entire screen. Yep. Also share system audio. Yep. Bam. Here we go. Got it. All right. Let's do this. Let's define what a tributary state is. I hope you guys can see. Let me make it a little bigger. Nubia, now called Sudan, or the Kusites, were a tributary state towards Egypt, which was the dominant superior state. Okay? What about a tributary state, Chief X? Let's define it. A tributary state is a pre-modern, that's what we're talking about, a pre-modern state. We're talking about ancient Egypt and Nubia. A tributary state is a pre-modern state in a particular type of what? Subordinate relationship. Who are they in a subordinate relationship to? They're in a subordinate relationship to a more powerful state, like I said, which involve the sending of regular tokens of alliance, or tribute to what? To superior power. Understand this. Now, this token often took the form of substantial transfer of wealth, such as the delivery of produce or slaves. The delivery of what, Chief X? The delivery of gold.
Okay, so that's a clear mistake there. Nubia was not subordinate to Egypt. That was an old racist trope. Well, let me say that. That was an old racialized ideas when they rising and them came in there. They felt that the Nubians was the Negroes. And they were saying, no way, these Negroes. They really look like Negroes. The Nubians did. All right. And they automatically made them subordinate based off of their racialized structure, where the Caucasians, black people, Negroes, could not be in charge of Caucasians. So at no point was Nubia ever in charge of Egypt. Later on, they found that Nubia had invaded Egypt and took the whole damn thing. The whole thing. At no point in the history of any relationship between Nubia and Egypt did Egypt take the whole damn thing of Nubia. It never happened, never occurred. They just took a piece. right? In modern academia and scientific explanations, they clearly tell you that you can't separate Nubia from Egypt. How long did I say this? It's hard, very difficult. Okay. So he's making a subordinate. No, at times in the history, they were a tributary state. At times, we can go over the time periods, right? Real fast. Okay. We can go, let's just do, so at no point was Nubia inherently or permanently a tributary state to Egypt. So the fact that he's saying that, he's wrong. So the historical position is clear. Okay, so when you say somebody's a tributary state, let me read it. It said Near Eastern or Nile Valley context, tributary relation typically meant a political subordinate polity, regular payment of goods, cattle, labor, captives, often enforced military presence, administration, without full annexy, or cultural erasure. Okay, this status is situational, not an ethnic or civilization identity. So we can go to 2000 to 1700 BCE during the Middle Kingdom. Okay, this is when Nubia was a tributary state. Okay, we can go to the New Kingdom from between 1550 to 1770 BCE. Okay, Nubia was independent. The Kingdom of Kerma for 2500 to 1500 BCE. Okay, Napatian, Cushites, 800 to 750, when they conquered the whole of Egypt. And so to make that statement, you just would be wrong. So there never was no internal hierarchy between Egypt and Nubia, right? It just wasn't. I think that's important. All right. Nubia was not a cultural derivative of Egypt. Okay. So I just want to put all that out there. So the bottom line is Nubia was not inherently a tributary state to Egypt. At certain periods, especially during the Middle Kingdom and New Kingdom, parts of Nubia were subordinate or administrated by Egypt. Okay. At other times, Nubia was fully independent and politically dominant, including ruling Egypt itself. So it's a dynamic political history and it's not a fixed hierarchy, but this was racism. And so this is my point. Chief X promotes racism. That's my whole point. He'd never debate this, but he'll just talk that talk. You know why? Because he's on DrunkinShip. Just for the record. All right, let's keep going.
Old common sense science or slaves, so that a tribute best be seen as a payment of protection money. Remember that, what I said. Protection money. Paying tribute, in other words, give us this motherfucking gold in these slaves, or we will whoop your motherfucker to their master. The dominant force. I'm not making this up. I'm breaking down this tributary scene. They're bringing trinkets to. That's what I'm saying. We're going to get to that. I got it.
All right.
Okay. They need slaves in gold, they said. But I paused again. So I pretty much did already. I read the back treaty before this. I was telling you.
Oh, all right. All right. Go ahead.
That's right. So look at all this gold and shit they bringing them. Look at these Nubians right here bending down in the middle. Bending down, honoring and praising the Egyptian, the non-black. So this tribute scene is black folk bowing down to, bending a knee. You see them right here, like giving praise to their master, the dominant force. I'm not making this up. I'm breaking down this tributary scene. They're bringing trinkets, gold, animal skins, in everything to the Egyptians. Who are they paying tribute to in this scene? Let's look at the Caucasian man that they're bringing this to.
This man said, let's look at the Caucasian man they bring this to. First of all, that's actually the tomb of who? H-U-Y. Tomb of Hussein. And they bring in tribute to Tutankhamun. He's calling him Caucasian. In 2026. Second point is, it's not Nubians enslaving Nubians. It was actually prisoners of war, captives. Okay? And so you have different tribes of Nubians. The matter of fact, Reisner just named all of them Nubians. None of their name was Nubians. Okay? Let's just get all that straight. Okay? And it's important to understand that. Just like when they named you black, they named them Nubians. All right? So they are to be understood, best understood, as war captives or forced laborers, not ethnic slaves of Nubians by Nubians. That's the same thing y'all do and say that Africans enslaved Africa. That's not true. This is how academia classified it. And you walking down the street, you can say what the hell you want to say. So we need to deal with the Egyptological consensus. So these individuals that he's talking about are war captives. Okay? Captives that are presented as state tribute. Okay, captives taken during Egyptian military campaigns in Nubia. So you see, you got two different ways of dress here, right? At the news, because you got local Nubian elites under Egyptian authority. Okay? Not enslaving their own people independently. Simple as that. All right? They are administrating an Egyptian empirical extraction system. That's what that is. Heqanefer. 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 Okay? All right? That's the Nubian. He's not enslaving his own people independently. He is administrating, right, an Egyptian empirical extraction system. That's what's going on. Okay? So the Nubian elites under Egyptian rule function as colonial intermediaries. All right? So if you teaching anything other than that, you misleading people with the modern category of slavery. Just to let you know, Egyptologists today are avoiding this projection of modern chattel slavery backwards. This is what he's doing. He does this with the Caucasian designation. He does this with the Nubians bringing slaves and they bowing down. All that is a misinterpretation, okay? This interpretation is commonly, it's important. The correction, it's always misunderstood for those who don't handle their scholarship properly and responsibly. All right. This is my issue with this man. He just runs his mouth. So during that time period, Egypt conquered Nubia, extracted labor captives, Nubian administrators enforced imperial policy. This political subjugation, not ethnic self-enslavement, okay? So all that jumping up and howling and screaming. So the bottom line, man, the captives appear in the tomb of who? Tribute scene. They represent Egyptian war captives, divided by colonized Nubian elite as part of the New Kingdom imperial administration, not evidence of Nubians broadly enslaving Nubians. The scene, the particular scene that we're looking at actually represents and reflects Egyptian power projection, not Nubian social norms. This is not hard to get this, man. But hey, man, it is what it is. I ain't mad at y'all. I ain't hating. I'm participating. But he watch.
Let's slide this over to the right. Bam! King Tut. You see this Caucasian man right here? King Tut. King Tut right here is who they paying tribute to. And you have a lady who's a fan bearer fanning him. This Caucasian here on the right. This Caucasian they paying tribute to is nothing like these folk right here. These black folk, aka Negroids, are slaves.
Now remember he said this, these black folks, these AKA Negroes. I want y'all to put a pin on that. Don't forget, by the time we get to the end of the episode, when I pop up on his ass, he start mumbling and stumbling and bumbling. I ask him, I say, Chief X, what do you consider the Nubians? Well, I say, be careful the way you answer it. Because you in checkmate. He starts stumbling, mumbling, but took him an hour to answer the question, didn't answer it. The bop, bop, boop, bop, bop, watch. But right here, he's clear. He said they Negroes and they black. That's what he said. Don't forget, he hit y'all with the boop, bop, 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 bop. Boop, boop, bop, 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 bop. All right, watch. All right. Don't forget now. I don't want y'all to forget the bop, bop, boop, 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 boop.
And been given to this Caucasian King Tut. They're different. It's a difference. I need Jabari to
Let me read this comment. It's a good comment right here. It says, so the Bible, Egypt isn't African, Egypt, and real. That ain't what you said. That ain't what I want you to read. All right, here, let's see. All right, let's read your comment. It say, a lot of people use Nubians to identify South Sudanese Dinka-like. Yeah, I hear your point. Let me see something here. Did we hold on? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, bro. Let me get to this. Let's get here real fast, bro. Hold on. I'm with you, yo. We cooking with the hot grease. Shit. Hold on. Shit. Hold on. Shoot. I think they talk about, because you're right, people. Yeah, but you got a Dinka. That's deep south. The Dinka, that wouldn't be. That's out the range of when we talking about right now, yo. People, that's messing it up, yo. Yeah, people mess it up when they play that game, yo. Yeah, I wouldn't. The Nuba Mountains and all that. Nah, they ain't. Nah, yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's wild. But let me see. Hold on. I think in that article, they kind of, hold on, man. Situated. Shoot. Hold on, bro. I ain't gonna be able to find it. I read it. If you go back, I read it. If you go back, oh man, what did he say? Is it right here? Shit. Hall says the data. Yeah, I read it right here. It said according to the review section, accumulated research over 3 decades had confirmed the migration of people from the Sahara south of Egypt into the Nile Valley, but that wouldn't be the Nuba Mountains and all that. Several scholars of anthropology, linguistics, evidence, it said identifies close affinities between Upper Egypt population and sub-Saharan groups. Yeah, I still wouldn't mess up the Dinkas, yo. I wouldn't put that in there, yo. Yeah, but they doing that, they foolish shipping, yo. Yeah, we ain't. Hey, yeah, Fetty, we not. Yeah, we ain't doing that. Yeah, we ain't gonna fool the ship, yo. Yeah, we ain't fool the ship. That's foolish. That's wilder ship.
answer to this.
Come from the mountains of the moon and Dinka.
Why are these dark black folk on the right here riding, bringing animal skins and golds, and paying tribute to this Caucasian King Tut? Now, King Tut is part of the Armana family. The Armana family have been found.
Can you stop one more time, man?
DNA. Okay, I paused it.
Because you hitting me with some.
All right. No, y'all was reading the Wikipedia article, remember? Hell. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It says, though, the ones enslaved. That's interesting, Gullah. We'll break all that down. All right, so we know this man is wilding out. He messing up the whole Nubian history. Okay, so let's move forward. All right. Call them Caucasians. I can't believe that. So we know we never calling. Now watch this. His own source gonna kill him. It's right on the screen. It said, yes, the Egyptians used Nubian slaves primary prisoners of war, captured in conflicts and acquired through trade or labor in construction, agriculture, domestic service, though slavery wasn't strictly race-based, and some Nubians also served as mercenaries integrated into Egyptian societies. While Nubians were a significant source of enslaved people, they also conquered Egypt in the late period and illustrated shifted. I guess he's using the AI tool right here. So, all right. So let's get into some experts real quick. I want to get on an expert. That's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to knock that off. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go into my Discord and I'm going to break out this video. Break this video out. All right, let's see what the expert has to say about the R&D Solzhan. Let's look at some of his credentials real quick. Here goes. Here you go. Souza. Australia, he has a doctorate in archaeology, biological sketch, earned as an archaeologist specializing in Nubian material culture in the late 2nd millennium BCE. He completed his PhD in Egyptology at Macquarie University, Sydney, 2016. He has a PhD. All right, he has a PhD. All right, let's listen to what the PhD has to say. So you either going to listen to Pseudo X or PhD. Let's see what the PhD has to say about Nubia. And this for all y'all. How y'all want to go with this? Here we go.
Why has the study of Nubia historically been separated from the study of Egypt? And does it make sense from an academic point of view to separate them into two different categories?
So I think the main reason that it's been treated separately is because the study of Egyptology and Egyptology as a discipline was set up in a very colonial period, where there's a really great lecture by Alice Stevenson a few months ago where she talked about these thing called layers of colonialism, which I thought was a really nice way of putting it, because the people that went into Egypt to study Egypt were the French, the Prussians, and the British, who all had grand imperial aspirations in Africa. And in Egypt, they saw these big monuments. They wanted to try and link that to their greatness of their empires. And so Africa and Nubia, which is south of Egypt, was something different. It was kind of not, it was not Western, and Egypt kind of became falsely Westernized in a way, and sort of falsely Europeanized, which is of course the problem that we're now all grappling with, is this sort of.
So it was falsely Europeanized and Westernized. by using terms like Caucasian. That was one of the way they westernized it, making them having more affinities to Europe. Because they couldn't understand the skull morphology. They used a pseudoscientific skull rendering more than them did, and they couldn't understand it. They couldn't understand the diversity, and they called them Caucasians. They Europeanized them. That's why they separated it. But this expert right here is saying, nah. Let's see. Watch. Keep listening.
False Europeanization is quite hard to say, and all these colonial legacies that have sort of attached themselves to the discipline that we need to try and break out of. But Africa and Nubia was always treated as something different or less than, or not as sophisticated. It wasn't a civilization. But we're now understanding that this is not true at all, and that there are very, very ancient civilizations that did populate the Nile Valley and beyond that in Africa. And I've forgotten the second half of the question. What was the second half of the question?
Does it make sense to study them separately?
No, absolutely not. So, and this is another thing that I've been pushing for, and I know a lot of other people have been pushing for, is a better integration of Egypt, or the study of ancient Egypt and the study of ancient Nubia and Africa more broadly, because, I mean, first of all, Egypt is on the African continent. That cannot be denied. Egypt was also, of course, a conduit between the Levant, the Mediterranean, the Near East, and Africa, and going into Europe as well. So we can't separate Egypt from all of those things, and in the same way we can't separate Nubia from all of those things. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of Nubian evidence in Egypt itself. So the two, well, they're not even two really. They're just one big story that is this big.
So y'all did. I said put a placeholder. He called the Nubians black and Negroes. Y'all remember that? So when you listen to the experts say you can't separate them like that. You gotta study them together. You can't separate them. And then he goes on to say there's a lot of Nubian material in Egypt. Remember, he's the guy I talk about that never even been to Nubia. He studied Nubia from inside of Egypt. Some of y'all keep talking about, since y'all want to play the black people game, which is crazy to me. If you're saying that the Nubians is black and he's saying that you ain't separating the two, you studying together, it was racism to try to pull them apart and make them different. Like I told you, Rising and them was saying, ain't nowhere in the world Negroes can do nothing. So they put them in, they subjected them to servitude in their mind, because in America, the Negro was underneath of them. So they Caucasianized the Egyptian and Negroized the Nubians. But they all knew they had heavy material culture of the Nubians in Egypt. And he's coming and he's verifying that right now. So y'all unravel that. Get that straight. Pseudo X with the DrunkinShip. Get that right. You said they was black. I don't use the term for obvious reasons because it's confusion. But what are you talking about? So if they was black and they was Negroes, so you basically saying that the Negroes been mixing and matching with the Caucasian Egyptians. So I guess that would make them African Americans, huh? That's funny, right? Yeah, that's wild. Make your mind up. Somebody make that make some sense. Yeah, you trying hard, Ghost. He has a PhD in archaeology, bro. He'll beat the brakes off you. I don't even know why you fighting that hard. Yeah, you fighting hard. He obviously been, so now you lied about his work. I'm listening, but that guy has never been to Sudan nor Egypt. I've read his work before and what the whole interview. He's not an anthropologist. Okay, let's see. This is my last time putting you on the screen because now you're a liar. I don't like liars. That's what I don't like is liars. See, I don't mind having conversations with intelligent people. When you start to lie, then it's a problem. Okay? Earn archaeologist specialist in Nubian material culture. Late second millennium BCE, he completed his PhD in Egyptology, Sydney. where he subsequently appointed to junior research fellow in 2017. Come on, man. Call that man an amateur. So what are you then? If he's an amateur, what would that make you? Crazy, bro. Yo, wow, man. That's crazy. How the hell can a person with a PhD in archaeology don't do archaeology? Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, yo. You know what? let me get away from you, because you just here to disrupt the whole lesson at this point. You just making up shit now. That's what I don't like. I just can't take a person that lie, yo. Yeah, that get me. When the person just sit there and make up stuff just to win real quick, and then you in the chat, Patty. Man, yeah, you get me. I got him. Let me get back on course. I got off course. I let the pseudo get me. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. My fault. My apologies. My apologies.
Complex, integrated, at time very messy story that we need to unravel, and we can only unravel that if we work together. And I guess kind of the separation that exists between the study of Egypt and the study of Nubia / the rest of Africa is a hangover from this colonial legacy. And if we continue to keep them separate, that colonial legacy, it'll just keep carrying on unless we break ourselves out of it.
So how did the Egyptian state relate to the different Nubian civilizations?
On an official level, at least in their writings and things, they obviously tell us that Nubia is, or Nubia, not even just Nubia, but anything that wasn't what they considered Egyptian, was vile, was wretched, was there to be conquered, was there to be exploited, and so on and so forth. And that, I think, kind of got picked up by the early scholars the early 20th century and late 19th century, who carried on that legacy of Egypt being this superior thing. And of course, we know that in the 25th.
So that's Chief X making Egypt superior, carrying that racist legacy on. So now y'all see. He carries a racist legacy on that says Egypt was superior to Nubia. That's a racist idea. You got the golden ghost just lying. This man don't know what the hell hey Gullah, can you please school golden ghost, please? He don't know what Egyptology has to do with anthropology. Can you help him out, please? Can you explain to him what coursework they do? Okay. But he's also an archaeologist, because I just read his whole daggone thing. Can you come on, Gullah, man? Can you help us out, please, bro? Just help me out, man. The archaeologist specializing in Nubian material culture. That's what he is. All right. And he has a PhD in Egyptology. Why don't you look up the word Egyptology and going to tell you the type of coursework they have to do? Look, and that's how you know you lying. Here, I'm a pause everything to show everybody how much you lying in here. Let me go back to your comments, right? Yeah, I like to expose people in real time. Hold on. Lying. Liar, cheating, might even put you out of here for lying like that, boy. Just for lying. Fake, one of the fake Egyptians. That's who you is. Let me see. I'm listening now. Here you go. All right, here go the statement, y'all. He says, I'm listening, but that guy has never been to Sudan nor Egypt. I've read his work, liar, before, and what the whole interview. He's not an anthropologist, liar. Let's see what the work says, right? Source up or shut up, you pseudo. Here you go. Let me come right here to the work. Boom. We tune in right here. All right. Let me get the pseudo up out of here, because that's what they do. They lie. They can't fight it fair. Let me get this off the screen. Okay, let me go back to here. Let me make it plain for you. Let me make it a little bigger. Make it bigger for y'all. Make it bigger. We can read this, all right? And I just know why people lie, man. They just take the fun out the conversation, bro. I mean, seriously, man. That's what they just take the fun out of it, yo. Let's see. They take the fun out of it, yo. Right. Because it don't fit them in between re-examining Middle Nubian material. So this man designed undergrad courses in Egyptology and archaeology. Okay. His current fellowship, re-examining Nubian material culture. Where the hell do you examine Middle Egyptian material culture as reflecting of identity and social cultural interaction in a multicultural environment that was the Nile Valley of Egypt and Nubia, 18th-15th century. He say since 2009, it say Aaron has conducted extensive field work in Egypt. He is currently Nubian ceramic specialist at Tel Edfu Project in the University of Chicago. Has previously excavated 2 Pangrave, come on, man, cemeteries with the Heliopolis expedition, Oxford. Yeah, man, you know what, bro? Man, hey, man, get him out of here, man. Yeah, get him out of here, man. Yeah, we gotta get him out of here, man. He lying, man. Gotta get him out of here. I'm telling you, man, like he disrupting the lesson at this point with the lie. But he lying though, bro. He not being real. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna block him up out. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get him up out of here. I can't take it. Let me get this fool up out of here, man. That's Chief X, man. That's Chief. No, I'm playing. I ain't gonna put him out. Hey, come on, man. Come on, no Christian. That man, do you understand that, bro? He understand enough to say that this man never been to Egypt and never been to Nubia. And I told you the man excavated Nubian artifacts in Egypt. Then I read it right. It's right on the screen. It says since 2009, he has conducted extensive field work. Come on, bro. What you mean he don't understand that? He do understand it. The damn Pseudo. He understand it. Come on, man. This man excavate that. I mean, that's my, I like using this man. I be like, yo, that's the whole, I say this man studied Nubia in Egypt. I was waiting for somebody to jump out there in a damn debate. I'll beat y'all half to death in any kind of debate. Y'all tripping. Come on, bro. Man, got 100,000 building, man. Y'all hit the damn Cash App, man. Somebody put the Cash App in there, right? So we can keep this thing going. Right now, we beating up Chief X half to death. At this point, he done made the Egyptians Caucasians. Man, he has made the Nubians inferior to the Egyptians. He did all that. And then he got somebody backing him in the chat with the flip-flap BB back. What? Okay, that's Chief X, yo. Where did he do extensive work? Right here on the screen. Can you read? Can anybody read this to this man? All right, I'm going to let you get me one more time, yo. Then I'm going to control myself. Here you go. Can y'all see that? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see that. Since 2009, he has conducted. What does the word conducted mean? The word conducted mean he was in control of extensive field work in Egypt. He is currently the Nubian ceramic specialist. Y'all know I'm gonna go ahead and bring. He said, what? This guy has never been in any of the places he's talking about. Oh my God, man. I can't take this nigga right here, man. Hold on. I'm gonna get you out of here, yo, just for being a wild guy. A coon from the moon that came to earth too soon. Let me see. Got you. Put you in timeout for a bit. Just for a minute. Time you out. How many minutes I want to time you? I'm gonna time you out for 1 full minute. I'm gonna time you out just for being a liar. There you go. You got a minute, yo. You got a minute in the black hole. Yeah, timed them out. What'd that say? Hey, in Flash, he don't like me, yo, but he seen T-Max going reverse. Hit him with the pop-up. All right, here we go. I put my man in timeout for a minute, yo. You get back in here. You gotta stop lying, though, yo. I had to make him a real ghost just for lying. But it's okay, though. It's okay. Y'all can lie. Just can't lie around me. Because man, look, I want to make sure I keep it a buck, yo. I had to send him to the black shadow realm just for a minute. I don't do that often. I barely do that. But when you just lie, when you read the source right here, yo, this man bio, and you say that, I got to get you out the game, bro. I got to. Okay, so let's get back to Drunken X. Okay, and then I got a commercial for y'all. Yeah, he started running. Chief X got to running. I gotta go. Then he talked for another half an hour. It was funny. I kind of enjoyed talking to Chief X that day. I ain't even gonna lie. That shit was funny, yo. Yeah, he gotta learn how to handle me better than that, yo. All right, here we go. Let's get back to the video.
Dynasty, the Nubians and the Kushite kings did conquer Egypt, so there was this real push and pull between Egypt and the lands to the south. But in reality, when we look at the archaeology, we can see that there was never the real people on the ground probably didn't really perceive that difference, and that there were Nubians present in Egypt and burying themselves in Egypt, working for Egyptians, working alongside Egyptians, trading with Egyptians way back into the pre-dynastic period and probably far beyond that. And likewise, the opposite was happening in Nubia. There were Egyptians always going into and through and living in Nubia. Mm-hmm. So the official image that we get from the pharaohs and the 1% of the population who could read and write tell us that Nubia is bad. But actually, we know that they relied on Nubia for a lot of things. And I think that this is one aspect that we need to keep in mind with the way that Egyptians talk about Nubians, is that they make it seem like Nubia is less than or worse or vile or wretched or whatever, but actually they were dependent on Nubia for a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And in some ways, they were also afraid of Nubia. And the fortresses that they built in the Middle Kingdom.
Y'all pretty much got it, man. You got Egyptian propaganda. We see a high level of Egyptian propaganda when you get the when we get the, hold on for a minute, man. Let me show y'all when the first the oldest, what I want to call this, the daggone treaty, the oldest treaty between two nations. It's the Hittite. It's located in the UN building. It's the oldest treaty. Egyptians say they won the war. And then you read the Hittites in their language, they say they won the war. So it's royal propaganda, man, where they hated the Egyptians. But you on the ground, though, yo, it wasn't no big deal, yo. They was right there with each other, yo. All right? So, but this guy right here, yo, we got to get him up out of here, yo, because he's saying anything. He is.
Captured in conflicts or acquired through trade. For what? Labor in construction, agriculture, and domestic service. People have to admit that every claim I made, I showed source and proved it. You got to stop crying. Okay? Nubians were a significant, not a little bit, but a significant source of enslaved people. Now, real quick.
He forgot to read the part where it said they also conquered Egypt. He just left that part out. Why would he do that? Jesus Christ. Man, I'm going to read it. While the Nubians were a significant source of enslaved people, they also conquered Egypt in the late period, illustrating complex shifting relationships. He left that out. He has an agenda, y'all. Let me tell you, this man has an agenda. That's why I don't deal with him like that. Because he ain't supposed to get up here and have a wild agenda like that, halfway reading sources, don't understand it, acting like Egypt subjected Nubia. They only had parts of it. That's what the scholarship said. You just heard what the man said, the archaeology, PhD. Come on, man. It's just foolery, man. On purpose, bro. On purpose. Somebody help this man out. Let me see. All right, let me move here when I pop up on him. Because we're about to get into it. Now hold that placeholder again for when this man said they was black. Remember again, we holding placeholders now. Hold on. All right, holding placeholders. Important. It's going to get fun. It's about to get fun. It's about to get fun. Here we go. So we know what the stance is. This was on SaNeter's 1 day ago, right? So I'm not sure if y'all familiar that he considered himself making an apology video for messing it all the way up, right? So let me see. How should I do this? Should I play it? All right. Okay. No, I'm going to play this. And then I'm going to play what he said 2 years ago. That's how we doing it. Here we go. Let's go. There you go.
Go.
Good. And I told everybody on this thing before I got started, rewind the tape. Every single thing I claim, not some of the things, every single claim I make today, I will back up with a source and prove my claim. I will not give you my opinion. I will not guess. I'm not going to be. I proved everything I said.
What you will do is absolutely not finish reading the AI overview. Stop right at the crucial points. That's what you will do. And AI overview is not a source. By the way, can somebody tell that man that? Can somebody tell this man that AI overview is not a source? Okay? And a daydream can say something that it can't source up if you ain't serious with your approach. All right? Here we go. I'm about to pop up on him like the boogeyman. And he was tough Charlie, Caucasians, the Nubians is black. He said all that. Now, when I get on there, watch.
Show a source on every single thing I said. If someone says otherwise, they're being disingenuous because they're in their feelings.
And there it is. Chief X came in. He didn't run. He stood with the smoke, and he fought back. That deserved a bomb for Chief X. He took on the greatest minds right here, and the young brothers.
And
now,
I need you guys to.
Now, Chief X, you know I gotta show the people this. I took a poll, and
I know
who we going with.
I'm in enemy territory, Si.
And they got 27% Chief X, 73% the panel.
Yeah. Well,
and now you know your homeboy just came up in the building. He might want to say hi to you before you leave.
I got a quick question.
He got a quick question for you, Chief. He's mad. He looking mad too.
Hold on, I'd like to play a commercial. I would like to play a commercial because I just popped up. Let me play the commercial. Let me play the commercial.
Nasheed, and you accept it, you on some fuck shit.
All right, Chief X, do you think I'm saying I'm not African American?
Fuck FBA.
Hold on, do you think I'm saying I'm not African American?
Fuck FBA. You are an African American.
Right, I agree. But do you think I'm saying I'm not African American?
Fuck what you talking about in your question, nigga. You are African American. Don't play no mind games with me, nigga. You ain't got no new label.
So hold on.
Stop this motherfucking bullshit you niggas is on.
Listen,
Reggie and Ankh is right tonight.
man, calm the
They
fuck
may be
down.
wrong
Listen.
another night, but they're right tonight.
I'm clipping
Listen.
that. I promise you, I'm clipping that.
If you think that I'm saying I'm not
I wouldn't give a fuck
African-American
what you said. You're
because
wrong.
I'm ADOS or FBA, you tripping.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Oh,
Y'all
man.
niggas just got a
Is that a fifth in his hand? Is that man putting a fifth? Now, you know if you pick up the whole fifth and put it to your mouth, you tripping. Yo, put the whole, is that the fifth? Let me see. I don't know. Let me go back a little bit. Slightly a little bit.
a personal issue with goddamn.
The only reason you going against FBA is because I'm going against FBA. So you're trying to claim to spite me.
Y'all know what's going on, and so do I.
Listen here, we is not FBA. That's a whole bunch of misinformation. Damn it, we is Chickasaw.
Let me make sure. DrunkinShip, yo. I'm trying to tell you, yo, you gotta stop it, man. I don't know why he messed with me, yo. I'm gonna beat him every time. You gotta leave me alone. Let me make sure. Maybe that wasn't it. Let me see, man. Somebody say that man pleaded the fifth. Playing with y'all no more, man. I ain't even mad at Chief X no more, yo, after this one. Man, but no. I said he played the fifth. Come on, man. Y'all gotta stop it, man. Y'all gotta stop this, yo. This man. Somebody say that man look like Grady. Remember Grady, yo? On Sanford and Son, yo? Hey, Chief X, you gotta stop playing, yo. You play too much, yo. You funny guy, bro, but you know you guys, come on, bro. And just don't lie on me no more, yo. You ain't taught me nothing, bro. You the first person in this community to call Egyptians Caucasians, yo. That's your claim to fame. Not that you said they wasn't black, because the science told us that. Anthropology told us that. John Henry Clark told us that. All right? Right. But the fact that you call them Caucasians in the middle of drinking a fifth. Yeah, that's a fifth. That's definitely a fifth.
What the fuck? A personal issue.
You know how you drinking that fifth, you put it down real quick when you hit it, but he ain't hit it fast enough. He ain't moving fast enough. He ain't hit it quick enough for he put it. He ain't put it down. Hold on, man. I'm gonna show y'all how it's supposed to go, yo. That's how you supposed to do it, man. Hold on, let me show you. Wait a minute, man. Look, this, look. Let me show you. Hold on, man. Hold on, yo. This how y'all supposed to do it, yo. If you look, listen to me. Say I'm drinking liquor, right? You gotta do it like this. Look. See? Y'all ain't see the glass. Look. See? Y'all ain't see it? He did it like this, though. He say, then he turned the camera off. He was late with the camera action, yo. Look, his shit was on delay. Look. Man, I quit, man. I ain't doing YouTube no more, man. This shit is too much for me, man. I can't do this shit, man. Man. I don't even know why I was ever mad at this man, yo. Although he did all that personal stuff with me, man. How can you be mad at me like that, yo? What in the world? Oh, man, yo. Oh. Come on, man. Let me get back to teaching, man. I ain't messing with y'all no more, man. see, Miss Tiffany, man. Why the women gotta come in here and take the pressure off? That's my Mickey Mouse cup. I quit. Done. Oh. All right, man. That was commercial break. The women beat me up in the end with the Mickey Mouse cup. Okay. Let's get back to our scheduled programming. Okay, here we go. Now, he was tough Charlie till I pop up. I pipe up and here you go. Of course, SaNeter doing this thing. Oh, come on. Yeah. Here we go. White line, nigga, at no point.
Oh, no. Oh, come on, man. We don't want to do that, brother.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. So why,
show up, though.
I'm not. I want to know why can he call people liars? And when I say it, it's an issue. I know how to handle myself.
But I don't want to mess the show up, though, brother.
I know how to handle myself, though. I'm saying, why would this man get up on this panel, which is international, and lie to people and tell them that he turned the pseudo killers on calling Black Egypt? Why would he lie like that? Why would he phantom such nonsense like that? Like, why would he do that? He's the man who just now called North Africa, Caucasian North Africa, and Mediterranean North Africa. So I'm gonna do a show tomorrow. It's gonna kill all that dead. Easy work. Easy work. So what I'm saying is, I have a source that I've been using for years, right? It's called the Egyptian race argument on Wikipedia. And I always said that the Egyptians are not black, not white, okay? Because that's an anachronism, right? But they are indigenous Africans raised in skin color. That's what I've always said, bro, for the last 15 years. So all that hoopla and bull crap that he trying to give people is crazy. Can you share my screen so I can get this nigga out of here real quick? Listen, no, I don't want to talk to you.
Hold on.
Stop. Try to have a dialogue with him. Don't run, man.
No. I don't talk to the trap.
Okay, cool. Let me just say something before I go. Let me say something.
Yeah, I want you to go so I can get you out of here real quick.
Relax, breathe, bro.
Hey, Chief X, did you call it Caucasian North African?
Bro, I'm about to tell you everything.
He's about to answer, Unc. Let him answer.
Okay. Make sure he answer that, because I don't want him to act like he ain't safe, like he did everybody else. That's 3 things, bro. You ain't turned nobody on that. And the next 2 things, did you call it Mediterranean North Africa and Caucasian North African? And did you say the Berbers was not indigenous Africans?
Oh, man.
Yeah, get that straight. Yeah. Hurry up, though. What you gonna say?
Okay.
I'm here. The click. Come on, son. You can let me just get them out of here quick.
No.
I get them out of here quick. Yeah.
I see.
Quickly. Yeah, I got mine right here, yo. I keep mine on me.
Can I go now?
Yes, go ahead. Go, Chief.
Relax.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't make up nothing. Okay.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. I don't make up nothing.
Let him go, Unc. Please let him go. Because when you go, I'm gonna tell him to be quiet too.
Get up to the bomb squad, man. Them brothers is growing, yo. I like that.
God, man. Why you let this
appreciate that, brother.
show like that?
Well, you ain't ready yet, Chief. So he talking to you to get ready.
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
I was trying to say something. Okay. My screen didn't pop up.
No. Yeah, I see it now.
Well, I don't see it. Okay.
Go ahead. There you go.
You quit your stuff quicker than mine, so I got that cheap shit. You know, your shit is okay. Real quick. I didn't make this up. North Africa is considered Mediterranean Africa because of its northern coast, including Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, shares the same Mediterranean climate, history, and culture as Southern Europe. The region is bordered by the north by the Mediterranean Sea. Have you these cats ever looked at a darn map? Okay, North Africa is considered Mediterranean Africa. You can look that up anywhere in the world you want. I'm right. Stop playing.
Hey, bomb squad, take notes.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
Go ahead, so watch this.
Now, what I said, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on.
Let him go, Ankh. Come on, man.
Damn, man. Have some discipline. Put me on the screen, sir. Have you these cats ever looked at a darn map?
Man. All right, listen, yo. So he gonna take that source down so quick. It says North Africa is considered Mediterranean because that word there is because, and it's gonna give you the reason why North Africa is considered Mediterranean because its northern coast is Upper Egypt. Its northern coast. It's Lower Egypt is northern coast. No, the Delta would be on its northern coast, right? It say because its northern coast, including Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya, share what? The same Mediterranean climate. Look up the climate map. All right? I'm gonna have to show you the climate map. History and culture as Southern Europe. Okay, you know damn well that Nile Valley culture ain't like Southern Europe. We don't gotta argue that, do we? They have a culture dedicated to the valley and the Nile River, not dedicated to the Mediterranean, to which they called the Great Green. And for the novice on said subject, they never deified the quote unquote Mediterranean. Guess who deified the Mediterranean? The true Mediterranean cultures, like the Romans and the Greeks. Y'all ever heard of Poseidon? They deified it. Hapi is what? Hapi is the god of the Nile, the Morphodite. So humans deify things that bring them sustenance. Now, later on, after Egypt gets to going, right, after they bring culture to the Mediterranean, they meet up with Mesopotamia in the Mediterranean, right? It was a good place for communications. And so that y'all know, Mediterranean culture is really indigenous Nile Valley culture and quote unquote Western Asia Mesopotamian culture. That will give rise to Greece and Rome. There you have it. Ain't no other way to put that. And of course, we got sources for that. For everybody who wants to play. I know y'all ain't playing. I know people ain't around here playing and don't think we don't got it because we keep it on us. We definitely keep it on us. Yeah, we ain't never hiding it. We keeping it right where we need to. Let me see. Let me see if I got that right here. That was funny. Let me see if I can put that for y'all real quick. Real quick. I don't even want to spend a lot of time on that, but I just want to make sure everybody know what the Mediterranean is, right? Yeah. Sitting around here playing halfway crooking. Boy, it's funny. Let me see. Let me see. That would be, yeah, here you go. Just for the people who ain't really tuned in. Here you go. Yeah, we ain't gotta go hard with it. Showing y'all the editors and all that. Mediterranean, Asian, and African roots. The cradle. See? There y'all go. In antiquity, the region encompassed the Mediterranean Sea were extremely fertile, allowing for rapid prosperity. This wealth, combined with the easy communication between the banks, contributed to the rich and successful transmission of knowledge, especially during the first millennium BCE, which turned the Great Sea, which is the Mediterranean, the core of ancient history. It said later the Mediterranean civilization was acknowledged as the fundamental political, cultural, artistic, and religious substratum for the construction of the so-called Western world. I just said that. Yet, it was the Egyptian and Mesopotamia during the 4th and 3rd millennium, that's 3000, 4000 BCE, that many of these foundations were first set. The ancient Mediterranean world was not just influenced by its African and Asian neighbors, but was, in fact, defined by the profound communion at all levels. That's all levels. Okay? Between these different regions in the 21st century, however, many European countries still insist, just like Chief X, it portraying themselves as direct heirs of the combined Greco-Roman and Judeo-Christian traditions, discarding, because that's what Chief X do, disregarding their African and Asian roots. As a result of this flawed self perception, a gap between Europe, Africa, and Asia came to be, bearing deep consequences to the present. With this contribution, we aim to reclaim the importance of these legacies to the construction of the cradle of civilization. It's all here, yo. That's the abstract, right? If y'all in our server, y'all can definitely get a copy of this. All right? Simple as that. And the title of this article is There you go. All right. So don't let them talk that wild talk, bro. Make sure they where they supposed to be, yo. All right. Don't let them play with y'all with this subject, man. Yo, we keep it honest, yo. All right. We ain't never playing crazy. We keeping it right there in the sweet spot. All right. All right. Let's get back on schedule.
Okay, North Africa is considered Mediterranean Africa. You can look that up anywhere in the world you want. I'm right. Stop playing.
Hey, bomb squad, take notes.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
Go ahead, sir. Watch this.
Now, what I said, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on.
Let him go, Ankh. Come on, man.
Damn, man. Have some discipline. Put me on the screen, sir. So we all know and learned that North Africa is Mediterranean Africa in general.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever said that Egypt, North Africa are not African people. That's something Ankh is making up. I said that at the beginning of the show. Egyptians are African. So what Ankh does, we all know that Egyptians are African people who vary in range from light to dark.
So I want y'all to realize the tricky place. The brain can't actually process that. You will have people say, he said they was African, yo. Yeah, he said he was African, but he calls them Caucasians. Right? And he explains them in a Mediterranean viewpoint. So he's not really meaning that. If you're saying they're African, then you're saying they're indigenous to Africa. And you wouldn't say they was Caucasians. You wouldn't say Tutankhamun was a Caucasian. You would say he's an indigenous African. That's what you would say. Yeah. Don't forget, I still got the other video I'm going to play 2 years ago. He hasn't changed his stance, ladies and gentlemen. He think they come from Iran, Alam. Crazy. Here we go.
That's true, but it's also him being manipulative. Nobody gives a darn about dark to light. There's dark Cambodians. That don't mean they black. There's dark Samoans. That don't mean they're black. There's dark Native Americans. Darker than Sarah Seti, darker than the artist Prince. Saying dark to light means absolutely nothing. So stop playing that game to make people feel better, Ankh. It means nothing. That is a fake narrative and argument that you use to manipulate people, okay? There's light. That's every darn where. I've been to that don't mean they black. There's dark Samoans. That don't mean they black, sir. So we all know and learned that North Africa is Mediterranean Africa in general.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever said that Egypt, North Africa are not African people. That's something Ankh is making up. I said that at the beginning of the show. Egyptians are African. So what Ankh does, we all know that the Egyptians are African people who vary in range from light to dark. That's true, but it's also him being manipulative. Nobody gives a darn about dark to light. There's dark Cambodians. That don't mean they black. There's dark Samoans. That don't mean they're black. There's dark Native Americans. Darker than Sarah Seti, darker than the artist Prince. Saying dark to light means absolutely nothing.
I never was saying they was dark to light because I thought that they was black. I was saying they range in skin color because the source I read said it. I didn't say it. The source I read said it. On the ancient Egyptian race controversy. Let us read it. Mainstream Western scholars reject the notion that the Egyptians are white or black. Civilization. They maintain that applying the modern notion of black and white race with the ancient Egyptians is anachronistic. In addition, scholars reject the notion explicit in the black and white Egyptian hypothesis that ancient Egypt was racially homogeneous. Instead, skin color varied between the peoples of Lower Egypt, Upper Egypt, and Nubia, who rose to power in various eras in ancient Egypt. So this is what the sources say. They say they range in skin color. Skin color varied. I didn't say it between the people in low. The source said it. So the source is trying to make us feel better, trying to make us feel better about black people when they clearly say we reject the notion of black and white because it's anachronistic. Man, this man double, triple talking, man. This man is a flagrant pseudo. What in the hell is going on here? Wow. Boy, I tell you.
So stop playing that game to make people feel better, Ankh. It means nothing. That is a fake narrative and argument that you use to manipulate people, okay? There's light to dark people every darn where. I've been to the Philippines, Thailand, Korea, Japan, Africa, and I've seen dark people everywhere. Dark don't equate to black. So this is why I had to start using the term Negroid, because you can't screw that up, okay? So North Egyptians were not Negroids. Since y'all want to play semantics, okay? That's my point. North Africans are not Negroid. That's my point. They never were Negroid, okay? North Africa has never, ever, ever, ever been Black Africa and been Negroid Africa in the history of mankind, unless you're talking about someone hanging on the southern border where there's a gray area.
All right, let Uncle respond. Let Uncle respond.
What I said was, I said North Africans and Egyptians would be considered, if you want to use the old terminology, Caucasoid people, Caucasian people. That's a fact. I can prove that, but I don't want to go here all day. So
all right, let Uncle respond, brother. Let him respond with non-interruption.
You know, Negroid is actually a racist term. They don't even use that.
Gives a shit.
And
come on. You gotta let him go. No profanity, brother. Hold it. You've been quorum all day.
First of all, when you start to classify people using racist terms, it's out of order, first of all, okay? And so my point that I want to say is, would you consider the Nubians Negroid? Now, you know the way you answer this question will put you in checkmate.
I'm gonna take that man a damn hour. Now, you know, I remember I said, hold the placehold on that too? When he routinely called them Nick. I'm gonna hold on. Let me read this first. I don't know why it took him so long to answer, because he's flim-flamming. Right in front of y'all face. Here, let's read this, though. I want y'all to read this real quick. Hold on. Read this definition real quick. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out why he's doing what he's doing right here. Let me see. Right here. Caucasian race is an obsolete racial classification of humans based on the now disproven theory of biological race, y'all. Caucasian race has historically regarded as biological taxon, which, depending on which of the historical races classification was being used, usually to include ancient and modern populations from Europe, Western Asia, North Africa, and Southern Asia, Central Asia, and the Horn of Africa. Why would he be using this? It's obsolete. You're not supposed to use it, man. Why is he doing this? I know why they did it. They did it because they couldn't imagine people smarter than them. And Lord knows, don't let them have some brown or dark skin. That's the problem. Remember we talked about earlier how it was plenty of Nubians in Egypt at all time periods. Before it was even called, you had people who you considered black in Egypt, since you want to make the Nubians black, because you did say they was black, bro. Well, I'm going to play it again. This is a racist picture right here. We can't get our mind off of this. Mongoloid in the bottom right-hand corner. Caucasoid in the middle. Oceania, top right-hand corner. Native American, top left-hand corner. And Negroid, bottom left. The problem with this picture is, first of all, do you know how big the continent of Africa is? Khoisan don't look like that. Central Africans don't look like that. They got a variety. You had to go to Ghana to start to find some people that may look like that. And even in Ghana, they got variations. Within those African countries, you have this is a racist depiction. And when Pseudo Sanchez talks about the monkeys, he's talking about this picture. When he say the Negroids, he thinking about this picture. Y'all can't get it out y'all mind. When Chief X say Negroids, he's saying this. So to Chief X, this is the only African. Boy, I tell you, man, they won't stop. Let's see how long it takes them to answer the question. No, let's go back to watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on. Go back here. Remember this? I'm going to go back here. Watch this.
To show this image of Nubians being enslaved by North Africans, aka Egyptians, who are not black folk. Are you with me so far? We're going to be done in about 20 minutes. I'm about to wrap it up. Okay? Now that we understand and we've shown and we've seen this, check this out. Now, not only in these times, prove that they were slaves in ancient Egypt, Chief X. Okay. Let's go to the what? Nubian tribute scene, where Nubians are paying tribute. And told you earlier, a tributary state is a state that pays tribute to a more powerful, dominant state that runs your motherfucking ass. We've seen that definition. Let's go. Here are Nubians in ancient times paying tribute to Egyptians who are not black. We're going to break all this down. You can tell the Egyptians ain't black from this scene right here. Check this out. When you see these Nubians in the tribute scene, I don't know if you can see my arrow, but I'm waving it around Nubians on the left top corner. And you see the white thing around those in their neck? That is a rope, meaning they are in bondage. They're bonded and shackled up by their hands and their neck. And these are the slaves that are being brought to the Egyptians in this tributary scene. You see them? Now, before they got here, they were selling on this boat on the left, right here, shackled up on the left on a boat with ropes on their neck. You see them?
Yeah, now pause for a minute.
Okay, I paused. Sorry.
Yeah, but the title says the Nubians was enslaved by the Arabs. Those are not Arabs?
No, these are not. I'm showing you Nubians paying tribute.
Right.
I'm gonna break
Right.
down.
The Nubians are the ones that's enslaved, right?
These are Nubian slaves.
Right. So who's enslaving them?
Their own Nubian people brought slaves to the Egyptians. They brought their own people to the Egyptians.
Right. I want you to get to the part where the Arabs are enslaving them.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna get to that. I got it.
All right.
Okay. They need slaves in gold, they said. But I paused again. So I pretty much did already. I read the back treaty before this. I was telling you.
Oh, all right. All right, go ahead.
That's right. So look at all this gold and shit they bringing up. Look at these Nubians right here bending down in the middle. Bending down, honoring and praising the Egyptian, the non-black. So this tribute scene is black folk bowing down to, bending a knee. You see them right here, like giving praise to.
Where the Arabs are.
Before this, I was telling you.
Oh, all right. All right, go ahead.
That's right. So look at all this gold and shit they bringing up. Look at these Nubians right here. This gold and shit they bringing up. Look at these Nubians right here bending down in the middle. Bending down, honoring and praising the Egyptian, the non-black. So this tribute scene is black folk bowing down to. So this tribute scene is black folk bowing down to. So this tribute scene is black folk bowing down to, bending a knee. You see them right here, like giving praise to their master, the dominant force. I'm not making this up. I'm breaking down this tributary scene. They're bringing trinkets, gold, animal skins, and everything to the Egyptians. Who are they paying tribute to in this scene? Let's look at the Caucasian man that they're bringing this to. This scene. Let's look at the Caucasian man that they're bringing this to. Let's slide this over to the right. Bam! King Tut. You see this Caucasian man right here? King Tut. King Tut right here is who they paying tribute to. And you have a lady who's a fan bearer fanning him. This Caucasian here on the right. This Caucasian they paying tribute to is nothing like these folk right here. These black folk, AKA Negroids, are folk, AKA Negroids. These black folk, AKA Negroids, are slaves and been given to this Caucasian.
I mean, he said that loud. These black folks given to slaves to these Caucasians. He ain't had no problem saying that, did he? Just the problem with trying to use the skin color game, y'all. If you look at the actual thing from the Met Museum, we make it a little bit bigger here. First of all, you see different sets of Nubians. You see these Nubians here got on shoes. The damn Egyptians ain't got on shoes. But remember I said the Nubians made the finest of shoes and made the finest of linen. All right? That's different tribes, yo. You can talk about identify with the feathers and all that, right? Okay, look at these. Now look. You come here, right? And look at these. Look at them. Now look at these. These Egyptians, same color. Ranging the color. Look how dark these Egyptians are. Look, that's an Egyptian right there. The tall one, the big figure, that's Egyptian. That's an Egyptian. They're having the same color. First of all, I understand that these different colors allow you to be able to see the individual. See, they're actually caricatures. But since he wanted to play the skin color game, hell, the damn Egyptians got the same damn skin color. Now, roughly, all right, roughly, they don't have them as dark as these tribes do, right? But to play the skin color game is just crazy. I mean, like, what are we talking about here, yo? But this is the real scene right here, all right? I don't know what the hell he did. Even King Tut don't look as pale as when he had it. But this, I believe this to be a facsimile for the Met Museum. All right? Yeah, that's the Nubian tribute presented to the king, Tomb Hui. All right? Let me see something here. Oh, man, it did. All right, it's another piece of it. In case y'all can't see it. Even better color depiction of it. Yeah. So it's a lot of different ranging in skin color amongst some damn Egyptians, though, ain't it? If we want to play the skin color game, huh? Yeah, man. So I don't know what he doing. He a skinhead. He playing the skin color game. They just indigenous African people, yo, the range in skin color. And here you see all the varieties of the different skin color in Africa, in Nubia, and in Egypt. Look at it. Different clothes, right? And then the only one with shoes on is the damn Nubians. Yeah, because they made the damn shoes. Y'all didn't know that. Excellent shoemakers. Excellent. They made the best linen. That Nubian linen. Remember, they supply the serious, the luxury items. Remember, they had the inter-Africa trade. The exotic animals, the exotic clothes. They was fly. That damn Chief X tried to make that. Oh man, that's all they have. The luxury items, man. You know how much? You know what a luxury item is, right? Like a Benz, like Gucci. Ain't nobody talking down to that. The people that can produce that stuff and sell it, but him. Hey man, y'all gotta watch what y'all listening to, man. Because at the end of the day, yo, they become easy work. Very easy work. All right, so we heard him with no issue with calling them black. All right, he had no issue until I get on there. Let's see. Let's see if he got the same vigor. Let's see.
Your homeboy just came up in the building. I'm gonna tell him to be quiet too.
Big up to the bomb squad.
Screw that up. It's a mixed bag. So
let me give you a time period. I'm talking about an ancient times.
I know that's what I know exactly. I'm trying to know. Smart enough to understand.
It's out of order, first of all. Okay. And so my point that I want to say is, would you consider the Nubians Negroid? Now, you know, the way you answer this question will put you in checkmate. Real quick, answer the question. Do you consider them Negroid? Seriously, the Nubians.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you say Nubian people, it connotates. Hold on. Let me answer. I got you. Just relax.
All right. Mm-hmm.
When you say Nubian people, it constitutes all kind of different groups in the area.
Any of them?
Oh my God!
Yeah, but remember, I'm talking. I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to answer your question. Just let me answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't manipulate the audience and play with my words. Just don't do that. They can hear me, and they're smart enough to understand what I'm saying.
All right, let's see.
When you say Nubians, you're talking about a mixed bag of people.
Correct.
Some may be half black, some may be half Arab, some may have a Horn of Africa in them. So, you know, it's a mixed bag. So
let me give you a time period. I'm talking about an ancient times.
I know that's what I know exactly what you're talking about.
Why mention her?
Can you be quiet, man, for a second?
No, listen, just answer. I want to give you a time.
Man, I'm trying to. No. You're not going to dictate how I answer.
No,
and you're not going to let me finish, and then you go. I'll say go.
Let him finish. Let him answer you, and then you can go.
You can play these tricks on these niggas, not on me. Okay? Listen. So at a certain point, I said, you know what? Let me stop saying Nubian, because I realized saying Nubian is a mixed bag. You got people in the Nuba Mountains. You got people all kind of places. Admixed people. You got half breeds.
Not talking about them, yo.
Let him respond,
man. I know what you're talking about.
Yo, he would have been finished already, brother. But when you keep doing that, he got to start over.
Don't respond to SaNeter. Let me finish. Okay. So at a certain point in ancient times, I said, let me stop this Nubian stuff. Because Black Americans in the conscious community more so focus on the Kushite dynasty.
That man didn't stop that Nubian stuff when he was talking about this. This ain't the damn Kushite dynasty. This ain't during the time of the Kushites when he said they was black people. He went straight to it and said they was black people. This is not the 25th dynasty, 700 BCE. He came straight out with it. And he mumbling, bumbling, and trying to figure, really, dog? Really? See, that's that bull crap. When you pop up on them, they stumbling and bumbling. Really? Come on, man. Look at the time period right here, man. 1353 to 1327 BCE. This ain't got nothing to do with no damn Kushites. The Kushites is 700 BCE. He's scamming. I ain't got y'all heard that man. Straight scamming. He tripping. It take this man an hour to answer the damn. He ain't gonna watch.
That took over ancient Egypt in the 25th dynasty. The Kushite dynasty was way deep down by Khartoum. Them was black folk, okay? I'm not talking about them folk in Aswan who admixed. I'm talking about them people deep down by the 4th and 5th cataract where the Kushite dynasty jumped off. Them are the black folk, okay? And when them people, I said I'm gonna stop saying Nubian and just say Kushites. Because that's all they care about. They care about them people who conquered Egypt in the 25th dynasty, which was them Kushites. They don't care about them people hanging on the border. Kushites was black. Egyptians wasn't black. Egyptians ran down on blacks, ran down on Kushites, and I've proved that.
Hey, Chief X, I asked a simple question.
All right, real quick. All right, hold on, Chief. Hold on now. It's unturned. You got to be wise. And don't ask questions, brother. No, listen to me.
I don't know how to handle it. I don't need no help. I don't need no help.
If you ask for a question, you got to allow him to answer it.
I don't need no help.
Go ahead, Go ahead.
He never answered the question. He flip-flopped Nubians and all that. I just simply asked him, do he consider the Nubians Negroid? And like he said, they're mixed up like everybody else on planet Earth. Not an issue. But I'm talking about Tar Seti, the land of the bow. Tar Seti, right? The ones you see that's pitch black. They show them pitch black, all that. I'm saying, do you consider them, because they definitely dark skinned, right? Now, you can say whatever you want, but and skin is not a good indicator of whether you're African or not. But I'm saying in general, because we know the Nubians speak a Nilo-Saharan language. We do know that. And we know Africans are bilingual, by the way, and trilingual. So I'm asking you again, Chief X, not just the Kushites, in general, would you consider the Nubians Negro? That's all. Just yes or no. Seriously, just basic. That's all, bro.
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead. And then we're going to get back to your source you showed, which beat you up. But go ahead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I not only answered it,
okay.
I went meticulously on it.
You did?
Yeah, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to say, you just listen, bro. Okay? I said Nubians is a mixed bag of people. Mm-hmm. So I try not to concentrate on them.
Oh.
I tried to concentrate more on the Kushites who conquered in the 25th dynasty. To me, the Kushites are Negroid.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So basically you're saying you do know that Raj and Witten found numerous, meaning many graves in Egypt, Pan graves, right? All Nubian graves, right? All in Egypt.
But I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here though. So hold on. Let me just.
All right. Go ahead.
That nigga running. I gotta get out of here. Are they black, Chief X? You just said they was black early in the damn episode. You stood on the daggone soapbox. They enslaved the blacks and they wasn't the 25th dynasty. They was 1350 BCE. Oh, what tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive.
Yeah, he need to stop that, yo. Right in front of our faces. Now he gotta go. How long do you think it's gonna take him to go? He like Wu Jiang. I gotta go and stick around for another hour.
What?
What?
Hold on, you can't do that, Hold on. Can I just say bye?
He is allowed to leave. He is allowed to close the show out, brother. It's his
no, he's talking though. After you make me
I'm about to get out of here. You can talk all you want.
Let me go.
Goddamn,
no, you can still go in. Just let him get out.
Let me get out of here.
Yo, Chief, can you just let him talk and finish, and then you can go?
God, this a cry baby, nigga, man. Let's go.
Baby, I am a big cry baby. I ain't
go, brother, go.
Let me be that. I'm simply saying.
Just go now.
I'm simply saying I'm not sure if he's aware or not that they actually, Nubianologists actually can study Nubia from Egypt and never go to Egypt. So you the one said they was Negroes or mixed or had some Negroes in them. I'm never using that term. So I'm letting you know that when people get together, they have sex. So you having a wild problem right now.
Okay.
There was nobody in Negroes before colonialism. That's what you should have said, but you didn't say it. So the source, you put your source back up. Let me show you where your source, God.
Let me get out of here. I'm not just not a
debate. All right, so you don't put the source back up. Come on.
I'm trying to get out of here, man.
Put the source back up.
All right, Chief X.
Come on, Chief, have some fun. Just put the source back up. We're going to read it together.
SaNeter, can you hear me?
No, we don't need to hear you.
SaNeter,
I got you. I'll read it for you.
I'm asking you. I'm trying to close out.
Let him close out, so you can go.
50 minutes ago, I said I got to go in 10 minutes.
Right.
People trying to act like I'm running and act like I don't have a life. I extended it an extra 45 minutes just now.
Yes,
Goddamn.
Yes, you did.
Okay, relax, people.
When he was running his mouth about Caucasian Egypt, it was all par for the course. Now that I got him stuck because he hollering about how the blacks was enslaved by the Egyptians, now he got to go and he got a life. Boy, I tell you, man. Boy, I tell you, man. Man, I tell you. Boy, I tell you. Man, I tell you. Boy, I tell you. Yeah. This was a good one. Definitely a good one, man. Definitely a good one. Let us continue, man. Let us continue. He's running.
Hey, but when I pop up in the middle of
let him close out so he can bounce, so he can go, brother. Then come on.
When I talk to him.
Now, let me close out.
Go ahead.
First of all,
up there real quick.
First of all, put me on the screen, so I got to do something. I'm gonna get out here. First of all, sir, I made a video a week ago challenging Ankh and Dr. Mayat.
Oh, what?
Called them both out.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Breaks off of both of them.
Don't tell me they didn't accept the challenge.
Guess what?
What?
He never respond.
Oh man,
has never.
I'm
talking.
That's what we're not doing. What you do is,
can you block? Can you mute this dude?
Just keep her name out your mouth and talk about.
No, I'm not keeping nobody's name out my mouth. I'm a grown man.
What I tell you?
I don't care what you say, nigga.
Now you getting like that. Oh, come on, brother. Let me close out, please. Bro.
I will say anybody's name I want to, nigga. Okay.
All right.
Name out your mouth.
You letting him get to you, brother.
No,
I know
you see me smiling right here,
this is all fun and games. But the fact that Ankh cannot be quiet for a minute is troubling.
All right. Oh, come on, Ankh, man, for real, man.
Why is he still talking?
Oh, man.
Hey, so why is he making a
Oh, my God.
Yo, come on, brother.
You have to get some control over this wild.
You really messing the show up now, brother. Come on, man. Man, I'm asking you, and you're not listening, brother. You're not respecting me, man. You got to let the brother let him close out. Let him close out.
Quiet. Don't say a word until I'm off the camera. Listen, I called him and her out a week ago. He's not responding. He watched every second of it. Ankh has never wanted to engage in a back and forth with me. He will tell anybody he'll never talk to me. But Ankh, if you was at the beginning of the show, is one of them cats who used to beg everybody not to let Chief X on. Why? Because he was scared. Oh, be quiet. He was scared. He was scared my information may get out and influence some people. He was the cat in Garfield was begging, do not let Chief X on SaNeter's show. Now, he has not answered any of my call outs over the last 6 months. So he sees me on SaNeter talking to a bigger audience than my little channel, excuse me. So he's pissed. Oh, Chief X he's on SaNeter going in and 500 people are watching. Oh, let me get up here and address this cat finally. So he's only on here because he's upset that I'm on SaNeter's TV and I'm spewing this truth. And he's mad because he's named Ankh and he's representing ancient Egypt and he sells clothing representing ancient Egypt.
All right. Let's not get personal.
I'm gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, don't get personal. Just come on, just keep it on the scholarship.
Why Ankh is on here trying to debate me and argue with me now all of a sudden because he hates the fact that I have a bigger audience. So Ankh brought his butt up here right now. This is why he's here. And he cannot deal with me on anything. This presentation he cannot deal with. And yes, I flipped the entire Pseudo killer squad. They now say things like Ankh just said, that they're neither black or white. Nobody said that until I made Black Egypt. Wasn't nobody confused or white. They now say, yes, I flipped the entire Pseudo killer squad. They now say things like Ankh just said, that they're neither black or white. Nobody said that until I made Black Egypt. Wasn't nobody confused when the Nation of Islam used to say the black man is God, the black man is God. Everybody knew what the black man was. When Dr. Ben wrote his book, The Black Man of the Nile, didn't nobody say, oh, ain't no such thing as black people and all this old crap. They're mad that I debunked everything they believe for the last 4 decades. It's in the trash. I'm out of here, so I had fun.
All right. Thank you.
I'm just passionate. I'm not mad.
All right. Ankh, you can respond. Chief is still here.
No, he's gone. Remember, he talked this nigga.
All right, go ahead, Chief. You out, man. Talk to you, brother.
Right. This nigga right talking about me.
Hey, Ankh, I'm gonna let you go, Ankh. Please, brother, maintain your composure. You're good, brother.
Come on,
I gotta say this to you, brother. I know you for years, brother.
You're getting emotional on me right now, so it's somebody talking.
When I was on the panel, he said, "Sir, I don't want him on the panel."
All right, Chief, you gotta let him go, Chief. All right, go ahead, Ankh.
Yeah, let's do
Hey, Ankh, the ancestor passed, Ankh.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, come on, Rakufu.
Okay.
Rakufu. Hold on. Did you share my screen? Why can't I share my screen? Yeah, well, hold on. I got it. My fault.
Yeah, you can share your own screen.
My fault. I'm messing up. Here, let me share my screen for y'all. Let's put his source back up here. Yeah, let's get him straight. See, you see why he did talk y'all, mumble jumble y'all half to death. Because y'all know what we say around here. Pseudo always dies at their source. This is where he dies at. Let me make it bigger for y'all. He can't read. See, that's what we talking about. His comprehension is not there. Let me make it big for you. It's right here. It's clear. It says North Africa is considered Mediterranean Africa because, watch this, its northern coast, including Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Liberia, share the same Mediterranean climate. That's why they're saying that. History and culture as Southern Europe, the region which is bordered to north by the Mediterranean Sea and to the south by the Sahara Desert, is a historical crossroads of civilization, okay? Has looked towards the Mediterranean for trade through migration. So first of all, the reason they're considering it Mediterranean is because of the climate. So that area is considered the Mediterranean basin. It has a particular climate. Now, when we talk about Alexandria, it's on the coast. It's a coastal city. The Delta has coastal cities. But guess what? Did y'all know that it sleets and hails in Alexandria? Did you know Alexandria is not an indigenous city? It's a city formed by the Greeks. Okay? So it's cold up there. No naked Africans is living in Alexandria, right? That's not part of the Nile Valley. Let's get that straight. I'm gonna say it again. That is not considered an indigenous city. He's right. It's a Mediterranean city based off its climate. If you know anything about climate, we talk about this all the time. Now, here's the point I want to finish them off with, right? We'll end it with this. This is very, very important. Super important for clarity, right? Now, it's right here. So let's deal with Mediterranean North. I ain't sharing, hold on. All right. Let me get there. Thought I just shared.
All right, I just said it. Go ahead.
All right, got it. There you have it.
Hey, can I ask you one thing before you go?
No, don't break it. No, Rock Foo, you gotta stop doing that, brother.
Sir.
But sometimes he like me to do that. Okay, I'll stop.
Sir, so what does the Mediterranean North Africa mean? What does Mediterranean?
You want him to go before you go into it?
And it's only
I want to finish my bill.
I know how Unc is, brother. No, he don't like that.
Only one statement, huh?
No, he don't like cutting off. Let him go. Let him go.
Telling me later. I wish you would have done it. Go ahead, though.
No, let me just hook it together. Let me tell you what scholars are talking about when they say this. Don't let the riffraff confuse you. It say, what does Mediterranean North Africa mean? This is important for clarity. It's a regional descriptor used in geography, archaeology, ecology, and history, refer to North African areas connected to the Mediterranean basin, primarily climate, ecological, and historical, not racial or biological. In most academic writings, geography, climatology, ecology, archaeology, and history, it refers to the Mediterranean littoral. You know what that is? It's talking about the coastlines. So it's talking about the coast. Look at the word Littoral. It's talking about the coastlines, right? Of North Africa and adjacent uplands, area with Mediterranean climate influence, winter rains, summer dryness, and Mediterranean bata and long-term Mediterranean. It says regions commonly included: North Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia, coastal Libya, Tripolinian and Cyrenian, Mediterranean coast, Egypt, and the Nile Valley Delta. Context dependent. See? It says regional typically excluded: the Sahara Desert interior, Sahelian zone, south of the desert, North Mediterranean ecological zones of North Africa. Why the term is used? To distinguish Mediterranean climate zones for Saharan interiors, to discuss shared maritime ecological and trade networks, to analyze Mediterranean connected archaeological and historical processes. What Mediterranean North Africa does not imply: it does not define race or biological ancestry. It does not imply cultural or genetic uniformity. It does not replace indigenous or local identities. It says, in North Africa Caucasian? Scientific view. So remember, he talked about it being Mediterranean. He never explained it because he can't. And then he called it Caucasian. It says biological anthropology and human genetics, Caucasian or Caucasoid, is an outdated topological label. It says not a valid population category. Human biological variation is predominantly clinical, gradual, like climates, gradual across geography, and does not break into discrete continental races. It says North African populations are heterogeneous. It says ancestry patterns vary by region and history. Maghreb, Nile Valley, Sahara, Mediterranean coast, etc. Best practice describes specific populations and evidence, genomic data, and archaeological. We're closing out. It says, is North Africa Caucasian? Administrative uses in the USA. In U.S. Federal Statistical Standards, okay, it says, people with origins in Middle East and North Africa have historically been included in the minimum category white. This is an administrative classification for data collection and civil rights reporting. It say it does not imply biological heteronomy. It say or a scientific race category. Recent revisions in March 28, 2024 updated federal race ethnicity standards and includes work towards collecting MENA information. More specifically,
all right, that's enough. We gotta let the panel get in.
Hey, okay, hey, Sai, just wanted to say this to put a cherry on top of what he said. Hey, this is because I knew this. It said when it comes to total land mass, Africa has the most land in the Mediterranean. So it says yes, this statement is correct, and it's easy to demonstrate once you outline the terms clear. So out of all the lands, Africa has the largest total land mass bordering the Mediterranean Sea, more than Europe or Asia. So Mediterranean is defined by Africa, not them.
And you know what? Right? Hold on. You know, I'm gonna let you get in one last point. Do y'all really understand what Mediterranean really is? I would like anybody on the panel to name a civilization in the Mediterranean that predates the Nile Valley civilization. Can y'all name one?
Man, boy, I tell you, man, that was a boy. You know, our education got to be right there in the whole subject matter, man. We got to understand geography because they'll try to trick you through your geography. We got to understand, not only do we have to understand geography, right? We got to understand human evolution, right? Population genetics. Why a person's skin is that color? What's the reason behind it? Because they'll use these things to fake you out. So I did this a couple years ago. It's called the Copeland Climate Classification, right? And so if y'all sitting there thinking that the whole Nile Valley got Mediterranean weather, man, they lying to you, man. Right? And we can prove. We just go to the Copeland classification map right here. All right? Now, remember that yellow right there is going to be that quote unquote, let's say dry winters, no dry season, dry summers. Okay? All right? We're gonna go down the map real quick. All right? That's the C. That's going to be the temperature. All right? And the A going to be tropical, rainforest, monsoon, savanna, dry winter. B, arid desert, semi-arid. Okay? Third, hot, cold. So let's see. Mediterranean. See the yellow? Now what's the yellow? The yellow is CSA. Can y'all see this? CSA. Right? We just gotta be super technical in everything we do. Let's see what this. Let's read the key. All right, CSA. C. All right. It's gonna be the temperature. It's gonna be no dry season, dry summer, dry winter. S. What the hell is the S at? It was S, right? CSA. They go to A, tropical. All right, dry winter, savanna, dry summer. All right. Where the S at? A, B. Am I missing the S? Hold on. Tropical rainforest climate. Hold on. A, B. BS. Semi-arid. Semi-arid. Hold on. I want to get right to it. Mediterranean. Here you go. So the CS, Mediterranean type climates. Okay. CSA, hot summer Mediterranean climates. All right. So we looking for, based off what they saying, this should be all in the Nile Valley. The CSA, right? All right, let's come back up to the top. Okay. CSA. All right. Let's look at it. Here we go. We don't see that. We see it on the tip. We see it in Alexandria, right? We see it in the code, just like when we read the definitions, man. Nile Valley is not that. The Nile Valley is in red, the BWH. That's the BWH weather. See? BWH. Hot desert climate. Starting to make some damn sense, ain't it? Hot desert climate are typically found under the tropical ridge, okay? In the lower middle latitude, subtropic, often between the 20 and 33rd parallel, north and south latitudes. In these locations, stable descending air and high pressure aloft, clear clouds create hot arid conditions with intense sunshine. Hot desert climates are found across vast areas of North Africa, Western Asia, northwest parts of India subcontinent, Southwest Africa, interior, Australia. Look, all right. So now it makes sense. So when we look at this, there you go. Italy, you see that boot, right? Italy don't got that. Australia do. So remember we talk about how Arabia do. Remember how we talk about humans develop culture based off their environment? Their environment is not Mediterranean. People talk that shit, meaning that food they growing on the Nile banks ain't Mediterranean food. They call it that. You can ship Mediterranean food, but certain foods not gonna grow in that hot, arid desert climate. Specifically in ancient times, they can do whatever they want to do now. They can pipe water and they can do all kinds of shit now. All right. Point I was trying to make here. Let's get to the Mediterranean weather. We'll just click it on. Here you go. Hot summer Mediterranean. I know y'all can see this clear as damn day. Yeah, I got to stay technical on their damn heads, yo, at all times. I got to use every weapon at my disposal. Every weapon, every chart, every dot, every sentence. I got to be super clear with y'all because y'all be playing games, yo. Italy, Rome. See, Italy and Rome and Greece, they're true Mediterranean cultures. True. They deify the Mediterranean. Yes, Egypt participated in the Mediterranean, but it was not in the early days essential to developing Nile Valley culture. Later on, right, as they built it up, because I told y'all what Mediterranean culture was, it was indigenous African culture and indigenous Western Asian culture. And they trade and commerce there, shipping, that became valuable. But it wasn't at the origin of it. We read earlier in the conversation how the culture came from what? Upper Egypt, which is really the lower part. Southern Egypt, which is Upper Egypt. And we read the lines clearly on that Wikipedia article, south of Egypt, how the culture moved from south of Egypt in the northern direction. That ain't had nothing to do with the Mediterranean. And there's some clues there. And I'm going to give it to you one more time. The clues are, if the Mediterranean Sea was so crucial in developing Nile Valley culture, why didn't they deify the fish in that particular ocean, salt water? Why didn't they deify the river itself? That ocean itself, the sea itself. The Romans did. The Greeks did, but the Egyptians didn't. The Egyptians deified the river that gave them food, clothing, and shelter, particularly those first dynasties where the culture started to develop. This is how we got to do this, yo. We can't play no other kind of way because they just not playing fair at this point. You know, they just doing what they want to do, saying what they want to say. And they scamming. Hard. I mean, super hard. So I want to kind of get here. Look, even on this video, look, let me show y'all something right here. See this video? Now watch this. Watch with source. This video is 2 years ago. Look. Streamed a year ago. 1 year ago, right? All right. Look, same sort. Look. Look at this. Look at that. That was a year ago. But they changed the daggone article. Remember I told you they didn't upgrade this damn article now. Hold on. Let me show you how they upgraded it now. It's totally different. Totally different. This is what y'all see. Just the upgrade right here. See it? First paragraph, second paragraph. Gonna be different than what's on this video. Watch. It upgraded. All right. Let me see. I think I probably come right here and do the same thing and read the same thing I've been reading. Because that's what I've been doing. I know to keep two straight things where I can always go back to and say, see, I've been saying the same thing. I just got to keep a record of what I'm doing here because people will lie and act like that ain't what you said. You didn't say it. You didn't. Nah, that's what I got it from. All right. So let me get here with Chief X saying the same thing. Watch this. Look. So I want y'all to see this. Okay. This is Petrie's. Petrie. Y'all familiar with Petrie, right? Chief X didn't know nothing about Petrie, which is bananas. Makes no damn sense, bro. How you don't know who Petrie is? How you in the middle of an Egyptian conversation don't know who Petrie is? He enforces Petrie's sequence of prehistoric culture. Okay? And in here, why did Petrie believe, for example, that the Gizayan civilization had its origins in the Eastern Desert or Syria? Okay? Also, because archaeological parallels of certain artifacts in Levantian archaeology, wavy handle pottery, which is different from wavy line pottery. All right. Now, Seleucian invasion, because he talked about from the Caucasus. See that? He said there was an invasion from the Caucasus. That's why they called them Caucasians, right? Neolithic culture in Egypt comes from where? Seleucian invasion. Now, invasion from Libya, the first civilization. Amartian, Eastern Desert, second civilization. Gizayan, third civilization. Dynastic race conquest from Elam. Now, nobody amongst us should be saying that the Egyptians come from Elam, right? Because this is some 1920, 1939 doctrine, ain't it? And if you up on your game, you sure as hell won't be promoting that now, would you? Well, let's see. Yeah, we got one amongst us. Here we go. You thought we ain't had this, didn't you? Yeah, let's see. See if we can get this going. All right, fair use. Definitely fair use. Okay. All right. I don't have a problem people using my material, right? As long as they're characterizing the material properly. All right. Simple as that. But we want to make sure we had that fair use disclaimer here. We running at the bottom of the video. So here you go. Right? Because we wanna figure out what the hell was he apologizing. Watch this. Look. So he's right here. Look.
A competitor to Morgan, if you want, was Flinders Petrie. Flinders Petrie has worked on this topic intensively. And he arrived at the conclusion in two of his key works of 1920 and 1939 that basically all prehistoric Egyptian cultures had an external
Mute when you're playing her.
And Neolithic Darien cultures
Yes.
were the result of a Solutrean migration from the Caucasus and Black Sea.
Let me set it up for y'all, man. This is Chief X. He's looking at one of my videos using this lady right here. Right? And he's thinking that the lady is agreeing with the invading dynastic race theory. Watch what he do. See? Watch what he do. Just watch what he do. And then you're not going to find this video on his page because he took it down. See? All right? Watch what he do.
So early Neolithic, Fayum, and Badarian cultures, what? From where? Migrations from the Caucasus and the Black Sea.
The act of a Solutrean migration
Excuse me,
from the
Juju?
Caucasus and Black Sea were the result.
Okay, what word, Juju? The Caucasus? Didn't I say that? Didn't I just point that?
You did.
Are we tripping, ladies? Am I saying something they're not showing you? Am I saying anything this man didn't say?
No, you showed it.
I just want to make sure. This is the YouTube trick out there. You say something out your mouth and it don't match up with the hell the shit is on the screen. I want y'all to be aware of that trick. I lost some sleep. I say, what is going on here? It's that trick. Don't let him trick you no more. He's right here. All right? I bet you. Let me see. Juju, can you hear the video? Watch this. Juju, let me know if it muted out. I'm going to mute out. Let me know.
Of a Solutrean migration from the Caucasus and Black Sea.
Great. Perfect.
The Amratian first civilization was the result of Libyan invasion.
What?
The first civilization was the result of Libyan invasion.
What?
First civilization was the result of Libyan invasion.
What do you mean they're not coming from Mediterranean North Africa?
Just for clarity, whenever a person say what and run a video back a couple times, what? That means he found a point that he has been making for the last 3 years. Am I characterizing this correct, Miss Juju?
Absolutely.
No other reason to highlight what? Then rewind it. What? Not unless it's just a nut. We don't want to characterize a man like that. I think he's in his mind. I think he knows what he's saying. He just didn't bank on me stepping all the way up. He thought, well, maybe Uncle just chill because I can cuss out the women. I can do this, and he just won't go all the way in. Underestimation is a bleep bleep. So here we go. I'm gonna play it, Juju, then I'm gonna mute out, make sure you can hear it.
Other Mediterranean places, the Levant, Syria. What do you? I was not wrong, but they want you to keep thinking they came from Nubians way down in the south.
Sea were the result of a Solutrean migration from the Caucasus and Black Sea. The Amratian first civilization was the result of Libyan invasion.
What?
The first civilization was the result of Libyan invasion.
What?
First civilization was the result of Libyan invasion.
What do you mean they're not coming from Mediterranean North Africa? Other Mediterranean places, the Levant, Syria. What do you? I was not wrong. But they want you to keep thinking they came from Nubians way down in the south. This is the game the niggas is playing with you. Let's go.
The Jazean, or the second civilization, as he called it, was brought to Egypt by invaders, by an eastern desert folk or people from Syria. He wasn't quite decided. Eastern desert folk or people from Syria. He wasn't quite. By an eastern desert folk or people from Syria. He wasn't quite decided on.
Hey, Juju.
Yeah.
He hitting that button, got the handle like this. Pow! He think he jamming. Pow! Rewind.
Like playing a video game.
Wow. Man, he just throwing the dirt on himself, yo.
Man.
He dug the hole and buried himself.
Yeah.
All we had to do was just wait. Patience, young grasshopper.
Man.
Patience. At a certain point, in all our conversations and arguments, show it might not be this year, might not be next year, but if you ain't held your position tight to science, you're gonna slip and bust your head. And they all did it. Blase bumped their head when the experts came through. And all we had to do was listen. But they hit the Jedi mind trick on you to claim that the experts agreed with them. The black cattle, all of that. The experts agreed. I had to literally ask them. I had to ask an expert, did you mean cattle? He cracked the joke. He was like, I must have lost my mind for a minute. That shit was funny.
That was funny. Oh, man.
Anyway, let us proceed. I want to get these last points across so he won't come back and say, well, I don't agree with Petrie. You do. So we accept. No, I don't. Well, let me stop. I do not accept his apology on him mischaracterizing the lady, right? Because you're going to hear his apology. It's not going to really be an apology. It's not going to be clear with it, right? And you said, I don't want to teach the community misinformation. But you heard the lady say that that position was what, Juju? By Petrie?
Pseudo. Wrong. Racist.
So
that's invading race theory, whatever.
Okay, y'all. Look, you can't make this up. All right, we're almost there. Here we go.
Uh-oh. Let's go.
The precise point of origin, but clearly external to Northeast Africa, the Sumerian or third civilization, that was, of course, his piece de résistance, the dynastic race conquest, which certainly originated in Elam. That is in
originated where?
Conquest, which certainly originated in Elam. That is in modern race conquest, which certainly originated in Elam. That is in
Elam. That's around Iran. So what do you mean they didn't come from other areas, all from the Mediterranean, all down into the Nile and populate Egypt in prehistory times? You got to fight the scholars.
All right, so y'all got his position. We don't got to further on. I want you to read this right here, though. What does that say for that, Juju? All the way to your rest. That's Egyptology 777.
Yeah.
Jake.
What do they need?
In race conquest to Northeast Africa, the Sumerian or
wrong. Racist.
So mischaracterizing the lady, right? Because you're going to hear his apology. It's not going, right? Here we go.
Uh-oh. Let's go.
The precise point of origin, but clearly external to Northeast Africa, the Sumerian or third civilization, that was, of course, his piece de résistance, the dynastic race conquest, which certainly originated in Elam. That is in
originated where?
Conquest, which certainly originated in Elam. That is in modern race conquest, which certainly originated in Syria. He wasn't quite decided on.
Hey, Juju.
But they want you to keep thinking they came from Nubians way down in the south.
See, where the result of a salute
came from Nubians way down in the south.
See,
they want you to keep thinking they came from Nubians way down in the south.
See.
Let's go to the up-to-date article. Let's see what the up-to-date scholarship has to say. We come to 2025. UNESCO International Scientific Community published a review of their 1974 publication, General History of Africa. So they did a review. And he says this, that's the chair, right, of the Scientific Committee, Augustus Hall, stated that the ancient Egyptians had an African and Eurasian population. It say with the updated review section stating that recent data has, repositioned Upper Egypt as the origin of the political unifying movement and marked by the political breakthrough of kingdoms of, the south towards what? Towards the north, integrating cultural traits into the process. Goes on to say, according to the review section, accumulated research over 3 decades had confirmed the migration of people from the Sahara south of Egypt, there you go, south of Egypt, into the Nile Valley during the early periods. Several scholars in this volume also cited anthropological, linguistic, genetic, and archaeological evidence which identify close affinities between Upper Egypt population and sub-Saharan groups. This is up to date. The gift that keeps giving, scholarship, as they continue to dig and continue to monitor and de-racialize the situation. So if you stay with science, you're going to get right where you're supposed to get to. So we heard his position. We see what it is. We don't got to be the dead horse. We do got to be the dead horse. We do got to dig him up. We do. Yeah, we keep beating this horse, so I ain't got to deal with it for a while. So now we come to this. We come to the archaeological surveys, which the person who I put out the chat claimed he didn't do. Oh, y'all didn't know I had that? Of course I got the archaeological surveys. Hey, man, we got 127,000 building, man. Somebody got to hit the damn Cash App, man. Come on, man. Show some love, man. Let me see where we at. Let me see. Let me read my, hold on. Let me see. Nope. How many Cash Apps we got today? None. Let's check over here. I am not an expert. Did this man just say you can't mess up the Negroid? Just use the Negroid is messing it up. Shaking my head. Big up to I'm not an expert. We over here working, man. Show some love, man. Let me throw the Cash App in there, man. Hopefully, y'all hit that. Show some love, man. All right. Gotta show some love. Got to show some love, man. Stop playing, man. Oh, I appreciate you, bro. You always come through. Ghost Man always come through. Appreciate you, bro. You hold it all the way down. You keep me rocking. For real. Yeah. All right, I dropped the Cash App again. All right, now we're about to get into some archaeology in Egypt. This ain't Nubia, this in Egypt. See, we can talk that talk and walk that walk. We looking at the Middle Nubian cultures, 1850 to 1550, late Middle Kingdom, second intermediate period in Egypt. We're in Egypt. Let's see. Got the C group, got the Pangrave, got the Kerma. That's 3 different groups of what they miscalled Nubians.
I'm focusing on, as Aaron said in the introduction, are called the Middle Nubian cultures. And there are 3 of these called the C group, the Pangrave, and the Kerma traditions. They were all active in the Nile Valley of Lower Egypt, Upper Egypt and Lower Nubia, and a bit further around as well, between the years about 1850 to 1550 BC-ish, which is roughly contemporary with the late Middle Kingdom and second intermediate period in Egypt. I won't go through them all in detail because you can find more information about them in various books and things. But what I want to drive home now is that they were all defined and described and conceived by Petrie and Reisner in the early 20th century. So these are not ancient groups. These are modern constructs. And each of them was defined by a set of object types and practices, which is very much in keeping with the culture historical essentialist models of the early 20th century that dominated when Petrie and Reisner were working. So again, these are not ancient divisions. They were modern things that were imposed and focusing on, as Aaron said in the introduction, are called the Middle Nubian working. So again, these are not ancient divisions. They were modern things that were imposed and focusing on, as Aaron said in the introduction, are called the Middle Nubian cultures. And there are three of these called the C group, the Pangrave, and the Kerma traditions. They were all active in the Nile Valley of, we can see that just from these objects, we can tell that there is some connection to pastoralism or some connection with cattle and livestock animals that connected all of these cultures. And this importance of livestock and pastoralism is reflected in their material traditions and their customs. So we can see that, for example, in the C group on the left-hand side of the screen, where there are cattle depicted on the bowl, but there's also this Kerma vessel, which has a ram-headed spout on it. We can also see that there are cattle surrounding the graves, that in some cases, in the number of—
Remember, this in Egypt.
Around Kermi tumuli down in the bottom right there, which is similar to the Pangrave burials, where there are circular troughs around the graves that contained animal skulls, and those animal skulls are like this painted one in the center of the screen. So you can see that there are a lot of things that actually do link these cultures together and that cross the boundaries between them. In terms of geographic distribution, all three were active in the Nile Valley of Egypt and Sudan. And we can see that the C group was active mostly in Lower Nubia.
I want y'all to stare at this real good here. Why y'all got to stop listening to nuts? Why it don't make no sense, man? The C group is a Nubian group. The Pangrave is a different Nubian group. The Kerma is a different Nubian group. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you to the Nile Valley. You see the first cataract. Let's look at the C group. You find all that material culture all the way up to Thebes. Nubians. C group. From the second cataract all the way up to Thebes, you find this culture. The Pangrave. My, oh my. You find the Pangrave culture all the way down where the confluence is with the White Nile and the Blue Nile, all the way over to the Red Sea, all the way up to the damn Delta. You find these Nubian graves. Real heavy towards the Nile, the thicker orange color. What are we talking about here? Who the hell is talking? Who are we listening to? That man said earlier in the video, this particular professor, that it's hard to separate them, that it was the racism that separated them. So if a person like Pseudo Drunk X is saying that the quote unquote Nubians is black people, then he's saying the damn black people was all over that. All over the Nile Valley. You see this? This is the Pangrave culture. This is how far it extends. What are we talking about here? This is confirmed through archaeology. The Kerma culture, all the way from the fourth cataract, all the way in the Delta, you got the Kerma culture, all the way up to Thebes, Elephantine, first cataract, second cataract, third cataracts, Kerman culture in Egypt. And we sitting here listening to these dudes who don't know what the hell they talking about. Yeah, all right. I ain't never said he was black. Chief X said it. Must I go on with that? Chief X said that. I ain't say it. So he's essentially saying it's black people all over the damn place. Since that's the game we want to play. That's his game, not my game. Yeah, man, you got a name like Morris Wisdom. You don't know what the hell you talking about. We're not listening to a person with a name like Morris Wisdom because you have no wisdom. This is part of the archaeological survey. Experts, PhDs, we're not listening to you. You just talking. No, what the hell, Jabari? No, Jabari was reading this book right here. He was reading this one. ancient Egypt, ancient Africa and the global history, the 3000s Christopher Eric. And he tried to just make it, he tried to say that right down there where you find a confluence at with the white and blue Nile, right? That the book he was reading said the culture came from there. That's not what the book said was that this area down here matches up with Upper Egypt. That they have similar cultures. But you got to read the book because it talks about it kind of explains how they not like they may not be the same people, but they share like a similar culture. And he messed it up and twisted it up. And he wasn't talking about the Nubians. I'm talking about the Nubians right now. Man, it's hard to plan, man. Like it's just too much, bro. Like I don't even know why I gotta go through all that. This is Nubian culture right here, all up and down the Nile. Come on, man. Play too much, yo. They all do. They play too much. They play way too much, man. They play way too much, bro. Real hardware. And I ain't got no problem with Zawi Hawass. He on here. All right, he in the book. I believe he writes the forward. I can show you the professor in the lecture. To show you that. Y'all got a problem with Hawass. The professor straight kicking it. Let me show y'all the professor real quick. This is the professor right here. This is the professor in that book I just showed you. It was a class I took years ago, right here. Me and Smash took this class together. Right here. Right here.
Prompted no doubt by their fear of the Nubians as formidable enemies and competition for resources. Still, there is a close relationship between the dynastic Egyptians and the various Nubian groups, which is seen by intermarriage and the easy movement of Nubians through Egyptian ranks of society to the highest levels, including even Pharaoh. It's important to recognize that modern audiences often conflate race, ethnicity, and culture in a way that the ancients did not. Clearly, the Egyptians and the Nubians shared the same African roots, and they could meld quite easily one into the other, as we will see. Only now are the Nubians really being regarded objectively, as scholars have learned to disregard the prejudices of earlier scholars and the propaganda of the ancient Egyptians themselves, as we realize what a remarkably creative, innovative, and adaptable people they were.
All right, I'm
Yeah, man. So see what he said? See what that man just said out of his mouth? And yeah, you're right, man. Jabari did try to say that he was black. He did. And he argued me down. I was like, come on, bro. If you're a professor, you know that ain't the way to go. It's confusion, right? He make you think you talking about African Americans. Like, stop that. He did try to say that. That's what he did. He didn't know how, he ain't explaining right. He don't go into his university saying that. But y'all heard what this professor just said. It is hard to separate the Nubians from the Egyptians. I took this class. And as a matter of fact, did you see the book he had? He's the author of this book right here. Look. Let me show y'all. Look right here. See? See? See the book? Ancient Nubia. This is the book I got right here. I took the class. Chief X ain't taking no damn class. Smash took the class. I took the class. And they ain't took nothing. Yo, he just wastes our time and holler and scream and get me hot. Every 6 months I get hot and I beat him half to death. That's what happened. He ain't got no books. He ain't spending the money on his books. $200 book right here. Might be over, maybe $150. You know what I mean? He ain't get that. Sitting on this book. I got this on my car. Put this on my coffee table. What we talking about? Yeah. Yeah, that professor wrote this book. You heard what he said about the Nubians. Come on, man. Come on, yo. Yeah, it's all good, bro. Yeah, it's all good, man. You know, I get caught up and people misclassify what I'm saying. But see, at the end of the day, bro, I'm going to keep rocking. I'm going to keep jamming, yo. And I appreciate y'all's support too, man. I'm just gonna keep jamming. Yeah, he tried to play me crazy. Oh, what's wrong with you? They lost his mind. I lost my mind. I'm just staying with the scholars, the scholarly material. I ain't lost my mind. Race is a social construct. How do we know? We're in with this. Because your man told you, one of my favorite scholars, for real, said it. He said, get off that. He said, get off the black. One of my favorite scholars said it. And with this, my favorite scholar, let's see.
A state of attitude, a state to be more appropriate. Oh, and go on the term, and the term is what Rogers was addressing him. Country, migrations of people. The whole race is a man.
That there's no such thing as a race.
Oh, I maintain that race is the phoniest issue ever invented by the mind of man. The European invented and developed the concept of race. There's really no such thing as a race because nature created no races. The whole race is a man-made thing, you know.
Well, how did people get to be French and English?
Well, different climatic conditions and migrations and amalgams of different people and migrations of people into your country, migrations of people out. All right. Now, this is an ethnic grouping as against what we call race. If you go back and you look at an old dictionary, you won't even find a definition for a race. Race grew out of the pseudo-scientific development of Europe. And this is what Rogers was addressing him.
This man said race came up out of the pseudo-scientific development of Europe. So this man was using the term pseudo-scientific back in 1974. So that shows you that the fake conscious community was never even listening to this man. They was the shadows. They wasn't trying to stand on his shoulder. He was bringing science and scientific literacy. That's what he was doing. Then they built the fake shrines. The shrines is corny. It's fake. It's neo-Egyptian religion is what they bringing you. It's new age religion. It's not the ancient indigenous stuff. That's not what they bring you. These indigenous Africans sacrificed, had certain rituals, tempered for their land. They bring you white people religion in the form of a shrine. They ain't telling what he's saying. He's saying, man, it's pseudo-scientific race is. Why they all keep promoting it, but then claim they mess with Clark then, because he told them.
Too, and saying that according to your rule, which is ridiculous, a lot of you belong to us.
Well, in another context, if race is arbitrary, then could we say that being called black was a political term?
It's a political term and a term which indicates our self-awareness at this juncture in history, and I think we really need it. We need to really bathe in blackness for a while, but I wish we'd get the bath over with and go on to something a little more important, because black in itself is not an ethnic term. Black tells you how you look, but it don't tell you who you are. We are essentially an African people. Wherever we live on this earth, we're essentially an African people. And we relate to the millions of African people throughout the world, including the uncounted millions of Africans in Asia. The word Afro-American or African-American would probably be more appropriate and more honest and more in keeping with what we actually are, because all of us are not positively, physically, real jet black. And so the argument now sometimes is between the supernationalists and the mild nationalists and blacker than thou, when blackness is a state of mind, a state of attitude, a state of approach to things that can exist in almost any of us, including from the blonde black person to the jet black. And the jet black can be traitors, and they can be patriarchs. They can be a whole lot of. See, we've been everything in history from saint to buffoons. We're a complete people, and we need to start looking at ourselves as a complete people. And I think that once we convinced ourselves that we're black and beautiful, we'll stop saying it and just go ahead and be black and beautiful and release a whole lot of energy for more important things.
All right, since you said that J.A. Rogers was a chronicler.
I didn't hear that, man. He said, enough with the black. He said, knock it off. Stop bathing in the black. It's over with. Let it go. 1976, 74, he said that. Said, knock it off. And y'all still playing. Boy, I tell you, man. What's going on, Pseudo Killer Official? Joe, what's up? What it do? What it do?
Oh, man, I got to give you the slow clap. You burnt that up. Yo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was on the money.
Yeah.
That's on the money. Well sourced, very well explained. Anybody who don't get it, if they sit and take time and, slow it down, try to it's hard to let go of your bias. But if they can sit down and let go a little bit of it and listen, you explain all your points.
Mm-hmm.
You gave the sources for it. All they got to do is go look it up.
Read it.
You know what I'm saying? And read it and take that time, man. That was good. And look, Chief X, man, he famous for being loud and wrong. Right? Look, he famous, man. Look, hey, somebody in the chat called him helium voice. Man, I was done. Sound like he swallowed a helium balloon. But look, you showed all his errors, all that Caucasian and Negroid and certain folks black and certain folks, and he messed it up. And anybody listening to Chief X, they need to re-examine their position. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, he the one said the Nubians was black until I got up, baby, was scared to say it. I'm talking about the nah, nigga, you said on that papyrus, which was 1350, you said they was black people, yo. Now all of a sudden, it's just the Kerma. It's just the 25th dynasty, which is 700 BCE. Make your mind up, son.
Yeah, he messed that up.
Oh, God, I'm good then. He playing.
Yes, sir.
What the hell is wrong with indigenous black man? Yo, indigenous black man, you gonna stop playing with me, man. You gonna stop playing. You don't got a YouTube channel to teach nobody nothing.
I was going to say, man, I'm talking to him in the chat. He said he taught everything. I'm like, this is a bad boy right here.
Man, talk from where? Where did we find him at?
I don't know. I asked him where his presentations. He said, ask Sosa. He said, I'm going to tell you the truth. Ask Sosa. I'm going to ask Sosa.
I don't know. But he do. I mean, this conversation be all right from time to time until he start that bullshit. I told you. He swear the Nubian. I never even swear. He tried to say he told me the Nubian complex. I've been breaking that shit out for 20 years, yo. He tripping. Yeah, he made that up, man. What's up, Della to the Kill Official? What's good?
What's good with it, bro? And I supported the Cash App too for you, bro. That was good. That was decent. But I want to say, man,
what you had on here? Did you? Okay. Yeah. All right, shit. You like that? Hey, we going live.
Oh yeah, but
yeah, Gullah.
I hit you up. I got you, Gullah, the beardy Gullah. You got my name.
All right.
Oh yeah, I want to say too. Yeah, man, like even like he try to make it seem like it's based on racism. It's a nuance and a complex situation with the new. I don't even like to really say Nubian. That's a generic term anyway. Yeah, different people.
That's a racist joint right there, yo.
Yeah, and then too, like if you understand the history, you know what I'm saying. The hatred that the 18th dynasty had for Kerma, because it really was for Kerma. It was because Kerma in the second intermediate period embarrassed Egypt when they was weak. They almost destroyed Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So ever since then, you know what I'm saying, since they embarrassed them Thebans, you know what I'm saying, Kamos, Amos, and all them, they had a long line, you know what I'm saying, seeking revenge, you know what I'm saying, for Kerma. And the Hyksos, you know, because at that intermediate period of time, the Hyksos actually, you know what I'm saying, teamed up with the Kermites. You know what I'm saying? Because they got the Kamos confiscated the letters. They was, going corresponding back and forth and all that.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, but it's funny how a person to call the Nubians black, and then when you show them that all the material culture of Nubia in Egypt, then they fucked. Right? Because he said they was black. He said one no dark-skinned people in North Africa. He said all that, yo. Still ain't paid me my money neither. Crazy, ain't it, yo? Crazy. You stick with this side, yo. Skin color don't denote similar ancestry neither. So you can have dark skin in Nile Valley
and ain't got nothing to do with Nigeria and West Africa, bro, at all, at all. So I don't know, man. He tried to confuse people though, Gunner. Man, you know, big up to y'all, man, the work y'all do from earlier times. What's up, Sosa? Yeah, SaNeter should be doing this presentation right now over there, yo. Should be beating Chief X half to death right now. Yeah, we doubling up.
Oh yeah, and the people in them chains was not the people in them ropes was not the same people as them other Kermites. Those are Kermites, and those are probably some unknown other Nilo-Saharan group. They're probably related to Dinka type people. You know what I'm saying?
Right, bro. This is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, did you read? You ain't read the upgrade though, did you?
Oh yeah. I read it. Yeah, that was dope. Yeah, I read. I ain't read it like I ain't get to sit down and read it, but I read it.
Sit down, yo. It's crazy, yo. That's crazy work right there. I gotta give it to him on that, yo. They did their thing. Put you right.
Oh yeah,
sure. Niggas been talking about y'all. Been talking about that shit. Niggas was mad at y'all. Y'all talking about this so long ago. Chief X right is the first person to call them Caucasian, though. He won. He is the first person to call them Caucasians. He did it. He did his thing. What's up, people's champ?
Hey, peace and blessings, man. I'm just listening. How you been, brother?
We good, man. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, man. I mean, why did SaNeter dig this guy up from the bottom of the Pseudo, man?
I don't know, man.
What the hell's going on, man?
Oh no.
I done slapped him around. I mean, in the poll debate with him and I, he lost like what? He had 25%. That's to 75. I mean, I dogged him out. Same stuff that you've been telling him. I told him the same thing in the debate. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why everybody in the uproar with about Chief X when we already know he has bad information. That's what he wants. He wants shock value. Like he want to be one of the ones like Jesus is a serpent in the garden or just something shock value. That's all he's doing, man.
Yeah, you right. Crazy, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, that's his move. That's good right there. Shock value. That's what he up. Yeah, that's what he up to.
We don't have kingdom. That's shock value. Sir, cut that.
He got shock him.
The debate game is changed from 10 years ago, bro. It's getting bad.
Shock him, shit, yo.
Yeah. That's all I want to say, man. Y'all go continue to have a good show, man. But I don't think y'all need to feed this guy any more energy after this.
No, I had to get him out the game. I hit him up another year. Videos about me, and I hit him up again.
There you go. All right,
we ain't have a choice. Hey, JJ, we ain't have a choice but to bang on him. The man come out and say, I flipped the pseudo killers.
Yeah, that's why
we've been saying they've been African for a long time. It's got to be at least over 5 years since I've been around.
Right.
he the one been running around talking about they Mediterranean and they come from Islam. That's him.
He got an infatuation, bro. I don't know what it is. He brought Mediterranean to him and I's debate as a source. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, man.
You think that was bad. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, you
beat Hey, brother, man. Peace and wait. I got a call, man. So yeah, thanks for letting me come on.
All right, man. Peace to you and your family, man. Tell your lady I said hi, bro. Yeah, y'all talk crazy about the pseudo killers. We had to go get them. We're gonna get them. We'll get them. We'll talk some 3 the hard way tomorrow, man, with Gullah and them that y'all rock out, man. But Gullah and them is essentially saying that it's just, hey, Gullah, it's funny how your crazy ass with Wikipedia, which I was vehemently against. I mean, you was like, no, yo, we got the source right here. I'm like, I was not trying to hit none of that shit you were saying. Well, nigga, we ain't using no Wikipedia. You like, no, yo, I ain't saying stay that. Yeah, he was definitely on that. And you've been trying to explain to people what they saying right now, yo.
Yeah, that's how I get at people that they be like, no Wikipedia. Then I just I'm gonna go to the little, I'm gonna push the little number, go to the source, and then send that. And you like, they be like, damn, where you get this source from? I got it through Wikipedia.
Yep, you've been on that. You was the Wikipedia master. That nigga was the master. I was fucking with the journal. You'll go get the Wikipedia shit and say, hold on, use that. You like, nah. Like, what? Because we used to say back in the day when it first started, it was making a lot of mistakes and anybody could change it, yo. But you was like, I don't give a damn. You must have seen where that shit was gonna go, because it's definitely there now, for sure. You do a great job.
I got a question for y'all too that I think would be good for the community when it comes to this topic. Do y'all think it'd be a good idea to do something on the relationship between Nubia and Egypt?
Yeah.
Because it seems like it seems like it's a misunderstood area.
Yeah, the thing got to be understood is people don't understand Nubia. Nubia is not no one entity thing. Like Egypt, we know Egypt. Egypt that's one country, it's one nation. But Nubia is different nations at one point in time. Like the C group, A group, them ain't the same people as the Kermites. Them different people. They even spoke different languages. Them was Afro-Asiatic speakers. The Kermites spoke Nilo-Saharan language. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they mixed and, you know what I'm saying, intermarried and all that and shared each other culture. But you got various different cultures and regimes when you're dealing with Nubia.
I'm gonna show y'all.
Nubia just like saying, when we say Nubia, that's just like saying the Mesopotamians. Which Mesopotamians? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the shit is so intertwined, it's wild as shit. It's a super intertwined, yo. Ancient complexity. And so, yeah, so if I show y'all this right here, let me see. Let me see. It's crazy, yo. Let me go back to the. So
even Kerma rose up and conquered other parts of Sudan and Nubia. Like, you know what I'm saying? They conquered Nubia.
Yeah, so y'all can see this right here. Breaking boundaries. They say the groups were created in the 20th century. See? Just like you said. All right. They was created in the 20th century. All right. Hold on. Okay. They are not ancient. So these boundaries was created in the 20th century. Gullah just said that. They're not ancient boundaries, y'all. See? Chief X is using the modern racist boundaries where they didn't. It said existing definitions are essentialists. It say implications that culture is bounded and immutable. See? It's actually not. All right. It said the archaeological record is messy. See? It say Egyptocentric, Nubian as passive subject to Egypt. That's where Chief X is. He's Eurocentric in his worldview of the Nile Valley African culture. See?
Right, definitely.
Egypt is dominant. Connections to Africa diminished. See? He diminishes the connection to Africa, although out of his mouth, he thinks that the only Africans are the sub-Saharan Africans and the dark-skinned Africans. But when you show him plenty of dark-skinned Africans in Egypt, he don't know what the hell to say. He starts stumbling down. Well, he ain't got no answer, see? He ain't got no answer because he the one said that they was black people. He said that, not me. He said that. I didn't say that.
Right.
All right.
So
go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna cut you off. Go ahead.
So they divided, right? They should be interconnected. Okay. All right. I'm gonna show you this right here. This is an excellent slide right here. This is banging right here. This is hard right here. It's banging right here. Why is doing that? Come on now.
So to illustrate this idea of interconnections, I want to show you a series of maps that.
So yeah, he's gonna show you some maps, modern division, Egypt, Nubia. See the modern division? Y'all see that, right? Modern division. All right, that's the modern division. I'm gonna let the
so hold on. Before you move, that modern division is not accurate.
No, that's the modern. That's the 20th century shit.
That's what they trying to say. Okay, go ahead. I'm just making sure I follow. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what your man. That's what Chief X is doing. That's what the races. It's not what the experts are saying, bro. Right. Experts ain't saying that. Here you go.
It sort of schematically lays out where my brain is going with all of this stuff. So we'll start with the big division, which is Egypt and Nubia. Of course, bearing in mind that these terms are anachronistic, but that's another lecture for another time. But these two things are very often presented as if they're distinct cultural entities that don't mix, like oil and water. Egypt, we know from ancient texts and also from Egyptian ideologies that Egypt is the Nile Valley from the Mediterranean coast to the First Cataract, and then everything south of the First Cataract is Nubia. And we know that the First Cataract was perceived as a sort of frontier where Egypt ended. It's where the known counting system started, moving north. So there was always this sort of divide. But in reality, if we look at the archaeological evidence, we can see that there is really a lot of overlap between Egypt and Nubia, because Nubians, we know, were always in Egypt. There are Nubian burials and cemeteries going way back into the pre-dynastic period. We also know that Nubians were involved in the military, they were involved in mining and trade, they were working as temple staff for Egyptians, they were doing all sorts of things in Egypt.
Well, see, he said it was since before pre-dynastic times.
Right.
Ancient complexity. See? All right, y'all gotta pay attention. See? Look. See? Let's go back to the modern joint. From modern divisions. This was racism that did this. This wasn't the archaeological record wasn't saying this. I told y'all that Rosner seen the daggone in Norton and them based off the skulls. They said it's numerous. The Negroes is all over the place. That's what they said. This is the modern map, right? Modern 20th century, modern division, Egypt and Nubia. Then he hit you with this. He move you here.
But in reality, if we look at the archaeological evidence.
So if you look at the archaeological evidence, look how it's going.
They straight blend in.
The blue is Nubia. And the green is Nubia, cemeteries in Upper Egypt, mercenaries mining, Egyptian fortresses, and New Kingdom colonization. Look at that. Boom. Look at that, see? All right, watch this.
This First Cataract was never really a frontier. And we can even see this reinforced when we look at the Egyptian words for various regions.
There you go. Ancient complexity. Look, Ta Seti, land of the bow. Okay. Generic term for south of the First Cataract, but also the name of the first Upper Egyptian known. See it? Look. Oh. See the gray? See that? Eland. Yeah. I mean, my fault. Elephantine. Look at that. That's Ta Seti.
Really?
See? Yeah. Yeah, that's way above the First Cataract.
Yeah.
All right. We had this term Ta Seti, which we've heard from previous lectures as well, which was used as a generic term for the land south of the First Cataract, but it was also the name of the first Upper Egyptian known. So already the Egyptians recognized that the southernmost part of Egypt, north of the First Cataract, was sort of almost considered as if it was part of Nubia, at least in name. But if we project forward into the New Kingdom, we know that the Viceroy of Kush, which was set up in the early 18th dynasty, we know that he had jurisdiction over the region as far north as Hierakonpolis. So again, that's in Egypt, it's north of the First Cataract. So administratively, and maybe even a little bit psychologically, the Egyptians did recognize that the southernmost part of Egypt was actually sort of Nubia, or that this region was some kind of overlap between the two. And then we can even add more layers onto this. We can divide Egypt into Lower Egypt and Upper Egypt. We can divide Nubia into Lower Nubia and Kush, Lower Nubia, which is Volvat, or Upper Nubia, which is Kush. And so this is showing that there's even more complexity. And we even know that the ancient peoples were also recognize this complexity, because in the story of Sinuhe, we're told that a Delta man would be lost in Elephantine. So a person from the south would not recognize anything, and a person from the north would not recognize anything in the south. So the Egyptians were also cognizant of this diversity and these.
Yeah, see, folks be messing that all the way up.
as humans, we do try to do that. And if we superimpose the modern boundaries onto the map that I've just created with all the ancient ones, we can see that there is actually not any correlation between the modern boundary and what was going on back then. And
Hey, Unc, if you talking, we can't hear you.
Yeah, see, he superimposed the modern boundary back again. See? Sudan, Egypt. This what Chief X and them be talking about right here, yo. See? That's not what it is. It's the ancient complexity. See the difference, yo?
Yep.
See?
Yep. That's why it's important to follow the experts right there.
Right there, yo. Look at the purple. You know, that's one of them Nubian groups. See that purple? That's one of them Nubian groups. Look at where it's at. Boom, boom. The Magi. Look, he got the Magi, he got the Nubia. Boom. Look with Nubia. See Nubia blue, right? Look at the blue. Look, boom, 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 boom. Look at that. Look at the Magi. Look, see, that's the orange. Look at the purple. All these are, look at that.
Yep. And the Magi, they own thing. Them some Red Sea Hill folk. The shitty groups.
See? Yeah, that's so.
That's the pan grade. The Magi, that's the pan grade. Yeah.
Yep. See? They go all the way to the Red Sea. Yep. Crazy.
I like how it's titled. Modern divisions versus ancient complexity.
Right.
It's complex. Can't just be overdoing it, trying to open and simplify. You mess it up. But but I'm gonna tell you, what alerted me to this was when I was listening to Dr. Stuart Smith when he said he named the guy and he was like, sometimes he in some burials he's a Nubian, and in some burials he's an Egyptian. And that I was like, well, when I first heard it, I was like, wow, man, this is interesting. I ain't know this. Yeah. So
yeah, this out the chain right here. There you go, yo. Nubian cemeteries. At Nubian cemeteries in Egyptian settlements. Look. See? Look at that. All over the place, bro. All these grave sites. See all that? Concentration. Yeah, this community just don't know what the hell they're talking about, yo. They mess it up by saying black, which throw you completely off. You already win. You don't need to.
Go back. Go back
to that.
Yeah. Is that like showing it all the way up to the Delta?
Yeah. And the dark and the heavy concentration is the dark orange. Everything, all the way over to the Red Sea, bro. All that border in Egypt, all that Red Sea. See the Red Sea? All that is these Nubian groups, yo. See what I'm saying?
Okay, so I really don't understand. I'm just going to tell you, I really don't understand the relationship between them. I just really don't.
Why not?
Yeah, you gotta understand the various groups. You gotta get out your head that all Nubians are the same, because you got like different groups. You might have like different little enclaves, a pop up. Like you might have like you might have a neighborhood that's full of just Jews or something here or something like that. You might have a neighborhood full of particular Sudanians that migrated in this region.
Well, let me say, Gullah, I don't think my issue is with the Nubian groups, like the difference between them. I think my confusion is between Nubia and Egyptians. That's where I'm.
So you never lived in America, yo?
Okay, go ahead, explain more. Go ahead.
Well, you lived in America. You go to graveyards, you got African Americans buried alongside Europeans. Some graveyards is all white people. Some graveyards is all black people. It's the same thing. You know what it is.
No, okay, all right. So, okay. That's fine. That's fine.
You know how I go. Yo, think about it, yo. I lived in Upper Park Heights, yo. I lived above Norman Parkway, yo. All Jewish community, bro. But within that, yo, we had black homeowners. See?
Okay, all right. Fine. Okay, hold up. Help me out. Help a brother out who don't understand. Let me say this.
Hold on. Black people aren't the majority, but we all over the place. What you're seeing is they're not the majority, but they numerous. They all over the place. 42 million of them.
Okay, but if they're burying, okay, let me say this so y'all can help me correct where I'm wrong. If they are, if they can highlight that dark orange, that means they were burying these individuals like Nubians would. If they're burying them like Nubians would, because they can see it. If they're burning them like Nubians would, then that means they must have been in leadership in that area.
No, it don't mean that.
No,
No, it's in the area. If you go to a Jewish area and you go to their funeral, it's gonna be like Jewish people have their funerals.
No, but we do our civilization different.
How you figure that? How you figure that? I'm listening.
Because we allow
buried in a white neighborhood, yo. You don't got to be in charge of the neighborhood to bury yourself in a white neighborhood, yo. You just have
right. That's how we do it right here. But at that time, I see that's where I'm saying my mind is messed up.
Yeah, you made it up.
I know I am. I know that's why I said you got to help me out of it. In my mind, I'm thinking that whoever's in the leadership kind of like that's how they bury like their leadership kind of everybody got to do it like we do it kind of idea.
Oh no.
No, it was religious freedom, man. Like you wasn't like you know what I'm saying?
You saying it was religious freedom at this time in Egypt?
No, I'm saying they shit was so close it wouldn't have really mattered. You heard what he said.
Yeah, that's why Egypt was considered polyistic because it has very different cults and different gods fused all in there.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to have and then they have Western Asian deities in there too.
Okay.
How about when you go to the Delta, you find a heavy Western Asian population right there, live there forever, for eons. Remember that? To the point where they could end up taking over Egypt. Remember, it's called the Hyksos. Remember, they've been living there forever. They never not lived nowhere but there. But they was from Western Asia.
Right.
Yeah, they up roads.
And sometimes they practice Egyptian religion, sometimes they practice a Western Asian religion.
Right.
See, the Black Atheists can't handle the conversation. So you
even
graveyards there. If they showed you Egyptian graveyard, it'd be more. Because you got more Egyptians in Egypt than you got Nubians.
Okay, I just had the wrong concept.
They're not the majority at all.
Or even like when you're dealing with Napata, which is you know what I'm saying, which is an offshoot of Kerma, but Napata was a more Egyptian influenced Kerma group. But the hierarchy, you know what I'm saying, they practice Egyptian stuff, allow all that there because they was politically influenced from the Egyptians at the time. You know what I'm saying? During after the during the 18th dynasty. You know what I'm saying? When 18th dynasty kind of took over Kerma.
Yeah, Egyptians believe in their God. Now watch this. You see this, right? That represents the people. Now watch this.
Completely self-contained, unique, bounded entities with their own material traditions and their own cultural traditions. They've got very clear boundaries and they don't really mix. But we know that that wasn't the case and that there was in fact a lot of overlap. And the overlap isn't just between the Nubian groups, it's also between the Nubians and the Egyptians, but it's also with these other groups. I mentioned the Hadessi earlier, which you can see there linking up the C group and Kerma groups, but also there's this other thing called the Jebel Mokram and the Gash group from the Eastern Desert, which I didn't talk about today. But we can see now that the picture is becoming a little bit more complex. And so what I was trying to do with this project, and where I think we need to head towards in the future, is a picture that looks more like this, which is, rather than looking at these groups as being single cultural entities, we can now see that there's a multitude of variants of each group, that those variants probably have subvariants, and all of those things and subvariants interact and exchange with one another, with variants from within their own groups or with variants from other groups or other traditions. So the picture then becomes suddenly much more complex and diverse and colorful, literally. And normally this is where I would stop with this sequence of slides, but I realized in preparing this lecture that even this image is a little bit too restrictive, because you can see that the little subgroups all still have nice hard edges. So what I think we need to do is to look at it more like this, where the subgroups and the groups are all still there, the variants are all still there, but the edges are now less defined and they start to bleed into and out of one another. Because I think that that is what that's more like what was happening back in the ancient world, is that all of these groups were constantly in contact, constantly exchanging.
Yeah, cultural overlap.
Emotion always in flux. So the whole picture literally becomes quite blurry and much more complicated, but that seems to be the reality. And before I go, so that was the lecture, but before I go, I have one final exhortation that I want to make. And if nothing else, I hope that in this last half hour or so that I've been able to demonstrate that the ancient world was incredibly complex and completely interconnected. And so therefore, if we want to understand that complexity and that connectedness, our research also has to be complex and interconnected. So we can't pigeonhole ourselves into our disciplines. We can't just be Egyptologists working with Egyptologists. We can't be Nubian archaeology people working with Nubian archaeology people, and so on and so forth. We have to work together. We have to build bridges, because that's what the material wants us to do. And of course, we have to do this not just between the branches of the humanities, but we also have to bring in the natural sciences and anthropology. We also should work with local communities where it's possible to do so, who can give us more information about their home and their environment and their way of doing things.
There you go. We ain't gotta fight that. That's out the game.
Yeah, yeah. Culture over. It's like Sekhmet. That's a pan-grade Magi deity, but it became a generalized Egyptian deity. It got infused into the culture. Just like now, like my PlayStation 5 is made and created by the Japanese. That don't mean I'm Japanese. It's in my house. You know.
All right, I got one more crazy question. Y'all gotta bear with me because it's gonna sound crazy, but I gotta ask it. Okay, so with those Nubians who were living in that area, would they have been called Kemet?
No, they've been called Nubians or whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever would have been called, whatever particular group or whatever they came from.
No, they wouldn't be called that. The Kim is just it's dealing with the land, yo. It's not dealing with the people, yo. I keep telling you, it's not.
I know, but it's still part of the civilization. Like if you do what people in the Kemet do, wouldn't you?
Yeah, if they lived there, they would call them Kemites. They was part of the nation.
Yeah, if you was an agriculturalist and you lived along the black portion of the Nile, you know, in their reach.
Yeah, I don't think they had a problem with that. Some people wanted to show their Egyptianness. Some people wanted to show their Nubianness or whatever. Remember, ain't nobody called Nubian for real. Whatever it was, they was doing their thing.
Yeah, whatever it was, right.
Like now, you know how many diverse African American religion is, yo? In America, you know how diverse American religion is amongst white people. Think about that, yo. Man,
I get that. I just didn't think their civilization was that accepting, like ours is.
That they built it's based off of Egypt, yo. Look on the money. They did. They tried.
When we say, hey Joe, when we say that area is an area of confluence, we really mean it.
Really mean it.
Like, okay.
Confluence of religion, confluence. See, you know what it is, yo? We've been looking like this. Remember, you ever heard me say, y'all niggas is Nile centric, meaning y'all only see the cultures that's near the temples. Y'all temple centric. Y'all look at all the temples on that little narrow. Y'all stuck right there in the Kim. Y'all in the Kemet. Y'all not looking at the outskirts. That's why that archaeological profile he showed cultures all the way up to the Red Sea with people all the way out there in the country areas, yo.
Yeah, you got oases. You got oases off left to the west that's still part of Egypt. Like Siwa ain't part of the river, but that's Egyptian.
Yeah.
Dang, well, we really have not been explaining this well.
I've been holding it because I was gonna beat the brakes.
No, I mean not us like we. I'm talking about like the Smashes and the Jabaris and the Reggies. I don't ever hear them talk about none of that.
Because if they do, it's gonna mess them up.
Oh goodness, man.
They
mess me up.
They would have to say I won. You get it?
Right.
That nigga just was right. Nigga, I wasn't right. I was reading the stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for the last 20 years. This ain't come on, bro. Man. Come on.
This changes the whole way I look at it. I'm telling you now. I gotta go do me some reading.
Go do read the Wikipedia article. It's just off the chain.
Yeah, and then you gotta look at it like this. A lot of people, I don't know how they be looking at it, but they be trying to look at like saying like everything to the west is the Sahara. No, Egypt is in the middle of the Sahara. It's in the Sahara. The Eastern Desert and the Western Desert is the Sahara. The river itself is an oasis river that flows through the damn Sahara.
Well, all I'm gonna say is, wow, it's been a good night for me.
Shout out to the clowns. Shout out to the clowns. And shout out to the Homo ignoramus. Pseudo.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Misinformation.
Homo ignorant.
He's willfully ignorant, small brain, unused, earplug, can't hear nothing. Got the comfortable club, fact repellent, no facts. You repels the facts.
What's up with them glasses?
That's what you call it. That's what you call an invasive species.
Yeah, avoidance.
Wow, invasive species.
Look. Dinosaurus tracks.
Dinosaurs. Who drew this?
I made it.
Yeah, they messing up. Hey, they messing up the ecosystem though. They invasive, yo.
Yeah, this is what we going through with these people, man. Come on, man. Man, y'all listen to the community skeptics, man. Powered by the pseudo killers, man. We here. Got the crew aboard with me, man. We having fun and learning and teaching, man. Yeah, I ain't responding to this guy for another 6-7 months. Come on, man. It was fun. I'm gonna go over here and watch Cedric beat him up for another hour or two, man. We on our way over to letters.
That commercial break, though. That commercial break, man, I couldn't breathe, yo.
Yeah, go back and check out the commercial, yo. DrunkinShip. Oh man, yo, crazy. You know what we say around here, yo, get down and lay down, man. Pseudo killers, man. Man, this was a good one, man. We did our thing, man. I'm going to hit over, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. We need to get over 5. We're trying to get to 5,000. We have 4,000 something. Man, make sure you tell a friend, man. They coming over here. They got the fires, all sorts of stuff. AI, reading AI ain't a damn source. Let them know that too, man. Appreciate everybody that came through. All right. Little goal. Guy. Got an announcement to make for Guy. Got an announcement, Gary. Make sure you be around Sunday, Gary. Got an announcement for you there, bro. Make sure you be there. And the server. Who else we got in here? Righteous. Big up to you, man. Richard. Robson. What's up? Free Brand Clay. Yeah, he said he believed the conversation. Free Brand said he believed the conversation got confusing when one side was talking about skin tone and the other side was talking about culture. Nah, they was never talking about skin tone. They was saying they was black. They wanted to, what was they, Joe? They was saying they wasn't saying the skin tone. That we would have never, I would have never fought that. I would have never argued with them. They saying, yeah, we just say the Egyptians can have dark skin color. I would have never, why would there be an argument? They in zone 2.
Oh no, they was emphatic saying they were black.
Yeah, don't make me pull up the old video with SaNeter on there. The SaNeter joint. I might rock that again tomorrow. Yeah, they
matter of fact, Jabari still said it to this day, so it ain't confusing.
Right, they just tried. They tried me. Is what they did, yo. What this Super Wavy? What? He said Uncle said live in this live. Shut up, Super Wavy. I've been meaning to hit that link. All right, man. We out of here, man. Appreciate it.
All right, peace.
Man.
Peace, yo.
Skeptics, man. We sitting up here. We did our thing today, man. Let's say in this live. Boy.
We don't need superstition. We don't run from the fact.
Man, I'm your host, Bobby Banger. And with that, we out. Head on over to SaNeter TV, man, Black News 102. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the Pseudo Killers channel, man. Go there right now if you're not subscribed, man. And subscribe to the Community Skeptics, man. Hit that like button. Get them likes up, man, if y'all like the material. Go back and rewind it, yo. Off the chain, all sort of stuff. And with that, I'm your host, God Killer, and I'm out.